Rampage.
And, wow.
No, so
disrespect to Rampage.
Hold on a second. Let me explain.
No.
Let me explain, all right?
Explain.
SmackDown happened.
And you were mad.
Mood. I went outside. I had a cigarette. I came back in. I was talking to the wife. I had turned it on. It was on commercial. And she's like, hey, do you want to get caught up on South Park a little bit? I'm like, you know what? We are a couple episodes behind. I've got some time to kill. I'm not going to make you watch it because she hasn't really been watching wrestling in general, let alone AEW, and doesn't know what's going on. And I needed a little palate cleanser after what we're going to talk about today. So,
I will say, Rampage wasn't terrible.
I caught one segment, and I actually swallowed that one segment from Rampage. So,
was it Jade?
It was.
Wow, it's like I knew. Because I also have that as one of my swallows for Rampage. I only have 2, but that was one of them.
What up, Allison?
Hi, Allison.
We're just hanging out waiting for Vince to show up. I'm in a mood tonight, so everyone strap in, strap up, and strap on.
You can't.
You can, and you don't.
It's a. You know what? I don't mean it. No,
I do, which is why I preface that you can and you don't.
You would know if I actually meant it.
I would. You wouldn't be here.
I'd be. Yeah, I would not be here. That is very true. I'd be not having a good time.
Yeah, Will was talking about how you guys are in Atlanta. Hi, Bakley.
Howdy ho.
But yeah, no, so I opted for that. And then after the Jade thing, it was like, oh, Battle of the Belts. And I was like, I'm still well, I was one episode. I'm one episode behind. My wife was 2 episodes behind on Mandalorian. So I'm like, let me get her caught up real quick. So we did that real quick.
So and are you caught up?
No. So I got her caught up to where I'm at. So I've got one more episode to watch.
So you have to watch this week's.
Sunday, seeing as with the way everything's going to go tomorrow and the 2 shows that we're doing tomorrow, I probably not. Yeah, so I have to watch this week's, and then I'll be caught up on Sunday.
Hi, Savannah. She said, "Knock, knock."
Who's there?
They had Star Wars Celebration today. They announced all the new shit.
I was
Andor season 2.
And then I saw Ahsoka in August.
Oh, so I know jack shit about all that. I got time to catch up though, but it looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
I love Rosario Dawson, so can't be mad.
I also love Rosario Dawson for probably some of, but not all of the reasons you do.
Probably.
Yeah.
She said orange.
Blue. Wait. Orange. Orange who?
There you go. They're an Easter egg for that. Was there? I hate her.
Not even a little bit.
I can't. It is it's her birthday. Is that next weekend? Technically, next week?
It still kind of depresses me that we were born in the same month, even though we're decades apart.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. A lot of fucking birthdays. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. It's not too late. Happy birthday, Benji.
Oh, well, I'm technically late. I don't check Discord.
Yeah, I really don't either. I didn't see that Benji wished me a happy birthday.
Last time I was on here was to tell Jizzy happy birthday. That proves I don't fucking check this. Well, because I told you on Twitter, so we don't talk on Discord.
Bakley's is in May, but no, we had Jizzy's on the 3rd, mine on the 5th, Benji's today, Savannah's is coming up. I believe Kristen's was yesterday. Kristen Ashley, First Lady of the Mr. Warren Hayes Show. I don't do it as well as he does.
You did great. He'd be proud.
I'm sure. Oh, I might have to steal his gimmick of watching bad cooking videos, just waiting for Vince to get here.
I'm just gonna. Hey, you ask and you shall receive.
Oh, he is proud.
He's proud.
Fuck you, Savannah. That is Matt Ritter Day. MJF, that only exists in Long Island, and no one cares about Long Island, all right?
Long Island?
Except for Long Islanders. Tried to steal my birthday. I proudly share a birthday with Diamond Dallas Page, my favorite WCW wrestler of all time, and Katie's least favorite female wrestler, Charlotte Flair.
She's... I don't want to say like my least favorite. I mean, she's gone up a few rungs over the past year, but also apparently Dominic.
Is his birthday April 5th too?
I think so. I think I saw posts about it.
He
just turned 26.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'm not proud of the Dominic one, so I'm not going to talk about that. I'll just talk about DDP and Charlotte.
DDP.
Vince is holding up the rants. I can text him and find out where he's at.
Katie, if Adam Cole has a meet and greet at Pittsburgh, you have to have him sign Adam Cole and take a picture of the two. See, okay, I was thinking about that. If Adam Cole has a meet and greet for the Pittsburgh show in 2 weeks, I don't know if I want to bring Whittle Adam Cole because I don't want him to get ruined or lost. You know, that's a fear of mine. I don't want anything to happen to the child over here.
Fair enough.
But like they do like the pictures and they'll always sign them. But I might try and convince him to have him sign it Katie Kinzy Baby. Which I feel like he probably would. But this is also me saying if he's there. I also said I would dress up as Julia Hart if House of Black has one. So get him a little... I'm not putting him on a leash.
Wow, you decorated and everything?
What do you mean decorated?
What do you mean? What do I mean? Normally you're on a casting couch with a blank wall behind you. Now there's a Takeover Chicago chair there. I can see your Switch. There's balloons and shit because you're celebrating my birthday 2 days late, or Benji's, one of the two.
So these are birthday balloons from Melissa's birthday last week, but I kept them to celebrate your birthday on Wednesday and bring in the rest of the night, like close off the night with Benji's birthday celebration.
I appreciate that.
No, I finally got around to building like the bookshelf, so I figured why not like just have it in the background. But yeah, I have another takeover chair behind the TV, but you can't really see it from the angle. You have to really microscopic search it, like right behind the TV, in between the bookshelf.
All right.
But yeah, let's see. Let me get out my notes real quick.
We are live, by the way.
I know. I saw the little live tab, but okay. I know we haven't started the show yet.
Well, no, we're waiting on you, and we're keeping Warren up past his bedtime in Canada because he's waiting to hear my rant. So
it's holding up the rant. Perhaps I may or may not be purposely doing that. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm good to go. Do you want me to hit the intro?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, one sec. One last thing here, and...
No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin It Raw Podcast, where if you have joined us within the last 6 months, you have no idea what the fuck you're in for tonight. I am your host, the patron saint of podcast, the Warden Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-hosts this evening. He is the Pornhub Poppy, the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, Daddy Delgado, my friend Vince.
What's up? Daddy's home.
And of course, down there looking not very amused because she knows what's coming. She is the host of the She Elite Showcase, the shaman of She Elite, the sun which is seen through the revolving glass door at the mall, all sorts of things, as well as host of Inside the Mind of Storytime with Miss Katie Kinzy Bebe. It is Miss Katie Kinzy Bebe.
Bebe.
Hi.
I'm not doing it in the crowd anymore because it doesnn't exist.
Because it's on a hiatus because I didn't know what to do with it, so it's on ice for right now.
All right. I'm going to get something out of the way real quick prior to the rant. Because I haven't done this in a little while. If you are, like I said, tuning in within the last 6 months or so and you don't know who we are or what we're about because we haven't really talked about it, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. And we here at the Smackin It Raw Podcast, just in case you want to turn the show off after you hear this, feel free to. I don't blame you. We support LGBTQ rights, trans rights, women's right to choose. We have Pro Wrestling Pro Choice t-shirts on sale for our Teespring that you can go check out at patreon.com/creationworld. Pick that up, and all of that money goes to, along with Katie as well, all the money is donated to women's pro-choice movements to help support them. And, of course, Black Lives Matter, and you can go pick up those Black Lives Matter t-shirts from Young Kings Wrestling, and all of that money goes to support those people as well. That is where we stand, and that is what we do here. I've got 2 bits of quick news. If you guys want to elaborate a little bit on them, we can. Other than that, I'm going to get into what we're going to talk about today. So, Bushwhacker Butch passed away, unfortunately. Yeah. The Bushwhackers are Hall of Famers, legends, they're of the gimmick era of pro wrestling. So condolences to the family of Bushwhacker Butch and friends and everyone that was close to him. Mm-hmm. Last and biggest thing, Endeavor bought WWE, and it is now kind of like a weird scissor party sex child of MMA and UFC under,
and WWE.
One, yeah. UFC and WWE are stepbrother and sister right now.
It's a category.
So we might see a little step sibling porn between the two.
I hope we don't.
Dana White and Vince McMahon.
Hey, listen. At least it's not slap fight, Katie.
That's true. I mean, they're slapping something else.
Canceled.
They're slapping something else, but still probably better.
All right. So last week we had a guest on, and I didn't really do spits or swallows, and because that's how I do when we have guests on, so that we only go around the room for 3. I'm going to kick the show off with a rant by spitting the entirety of the motherfucking WE this week. Listen, 6 months I have had peace. I have had to find reasons to be upset about shit. Like Chris Jericho. What I saw Monday and tonight and at the end of WrestleMania, I would take Chris Jericho and his vortex swallowing fucking wrestlers in AEW whole every week over having to endure what we are about to endure. For 6 months, Matt Riddle, if not longer, has been gone from rehab. I have been happy. For even longer than that, Triple H has taken over creative, and we haven't said the words draft or brand split, which if you are a longtime fan of the Smackin It Raw Podcast, you know is one of my biggest pet peeves because WWE has never known how to really stick to a brand split and do it properly. Matt Riddle shows up Monday, the week of my fucking birthday, as a shitty birthday surprise. But I'm like, you know what? Cool. He's wrestling The Miz. Like, whatever. Then tonight, the main event, the greatest story WWE has told in decades, the Bloodline story, he gets himself involved in that. I went from 6 months of not having to see that motherfucker except for stupid posts of him with his grill and his porn star girlfriend to being on my TV twice in 1 week on my fucking birthday. And then tonight at the same time, Triple H comes out and says, we're going to do a draft. Yay. If you're not splitting the belts up, if you're not going to do a proper fucking brand split, do not do the draft. It's everything. Night one of WrestleMania was fucking fantastic. It sent us home, gave us everything. One criticism, which links into all this. With the brand split, it has to matter. It has to mean something. It has to be a split. Raw superstars stay on Raw, SmackDown superstars stay on SmackDown. No mix-ups or superstar shake-ups or none of this bullshit that you guys create to, make loopholes to get people wherever the fuck you want them. It needs to matter. You need to keep that continuity, and then through kayfabe, if a wrestler does show up, there needs to be consequences for their actions, whether it's fines or calling the cops or suspension, something. So it's like, okay, these people aren't supposed to be here. We're not just letting this shit fly. It's very simple to do. Accountability is very simple, and it's something that they ignore. WWE says, if you win the Royal Rumble, you main event WrestleMania. We have 2 nights of WrestleMania. I loved night one. The only gripe I have is that Rhea and Charlotte should have main evented because Rhea won the Rumble. Saying, but the story of Sammy and KO is better, then is allowing WWE the leeway to pull shit like they pull with the brand split and all of this other stuff where they're like, fans will be okay with it because this is the story that we're telling is more important than the rules that we have in place. And once you do that, then those things no longer seem to matter anymore. The brand split doesn't matter because everyone's going wherever the fuck they want. The Royal Rumble doesn't really matter because, you get a title shot. Okay, but you could be the first fucking show on the card or the second to last. Like, you're not main eventing, and the goal is I want to main event WrestleMania for the championship, and I get to pick the championship, but I want a main event. It's the whole reason my boy Phil left WWE on top of health reasons because he kept promising him a fucking main event and he never got it. Right? Like, it's important. It matters. It's fucking important. These things need to feel important. So then you give me night 2. And I've said, listen, I see both sides. I get it. If you're like, Cody's only been here 6 months, we got to let this story play out, and that's how you feel, absolutely cool. I'm not going to knock you for that. That's your viewpoint, fine. Like, you are okay to feel that way. Me personally, in my opinion, it's not a 6-month story. It's the story of Cody's career. It was everything before because they talked about it. They mentioned it in the fucking thing. They talked about Cody being Stardust and all that shit and then going to AEW, and now he's back. So this is a story of a career. And if you end it on night 2 at WrestleMania with him holding up the fucking belt, we don't have to worry about what could happen a year from now if that's how long it takes to get to crowning Cody. If there's injuries, or if the crowd sours on Cody, because WWE does have a tendency to wait a little too long. And then when everyone's hot and heavy for somebody, all of a sudden they're like, we're sick of this fucking person. And they turn on him. And then WWE wants to pull the trigger. They're like, well, why don't you guys want to? I thought you guys really liked Roman Reigns. Why are you upset now? It's like, well, because we wanted Roman Reigns 2 fucking years ago and you waited 2 years to give it to us. Now he's boring and now we're sick of him because we're fickle fucking fans. Warren said it. If you have the match, do it. And they had the match. It would have been big. It would have fucking mattered. It would have. So kind of shit on night 2. Like, they had the fucking triple threat match. It was great. They kind of shit on night 2, which is a thing WWE's been doing recently where night 1's like, it's so great. And I'm so excited. The night 2 gets there and I'm like, you just kind of took a big shit on my WrestleMania. This isn't the first 2-night WrestleMania that's done that where I really like night 1 and night 2 fucking sucks. So night 2 was what it was. Raw comes. Raw after Mania has not been special and I don't know how fucking long. You know how you make Raw after WrestleMania special? Make that the fucking draft. If you do an actual brand split. Right after WrestleMania, we have a draft that Monday night. That's a great reason to bring people in and bring people back, which is why everyone tunes into the fucking Raw after WrestleMania is who's going to debut and blah, blah, blah. At a draft, we can do it. You can call up people from NXT. Katie was super fucking disappointed that people didn't get called up from NXT. She really wanted it. Didn't happen. We get that bullshit. Matt Riddle comes back. We'll talk about Brody Loads. It's coming. Don't worry. NXT was what it was. SmackDown, I was good with SmackDown through the show until Matt Riddle came out at the fucking end and really just shit over my entire week in WWE. So my first spit is WWE as a whole. And let's lob in the fact that Vince has somehow weaseled his way back into some sort of control and possibly creative position. Maybe not in WWE. I'll be in charge of creative, but not like on the ground in charge of creative. Bullshit vague answer that he gave, because if Monday Night Raw was any indication of that, I might not want to watch the fucking show anymore. I might be begging for Chris Jericho to suck dudes into his giant vagina and feud with them to be entertained so that I don't have to watch Matt Riddle on my TV every fucking week. Hashtag Ritter over Riddle. I hope Riddle in theory get drafted to prison. I agree. I'm good now. Thank you. I got that off my chest. It's been a very long time since I've had to do that. I'm fucking pissed. It's stupid, but we're good. You guys are awfully quiet. Nothing?
No, I'm just taking it all in. I was trying to make sure that you were fully done. I didn't want to interrupt all that. You know, you let me have my rant like a few months ago. I wanted to do the same for you. Just wanted to make sure. By the way, no, Ellison, Dom needs to stay right where he is because I'm enjoying everything he's doing. But I'm with you, Matt. There's a lot of gripes there, especially with night 2. I've softened my stance a little bit in terms of like Cody not winning, because I'm just like, I don't know, we did say that about Drew, Sammy, and others. I was like, if it's not this, who is it going to be? I just decided not to let it affect me too much. Braun is Dom is still there, Ray is still there. I got LWO. I'm just gonna stick into my little bubble of Latino greatness that is on the main roster and just like pay attention to NXT. Maybe ROH, but the draft stuff is just kind of like, I'm excited because that means I can do a draft special on Straight Talk. Aside from that, I really don't care because they never stick to the draft like you mentioned, Matt. But
and that's the thing. Like, don't let my rants be like, I think I know better. Like, if you're excited for the rants, if you don't care about the brand split, you like what WWE does, I encourage you to continue watching and like what WWE does. Don't let me rain on your parade. All of my opinions are always mine. It's always my thoughts, and I'm never telling you that I'm right and you should believe what I believe, except about Matt Riddle, because fuck that fucking douchebag. But that is the only case. I absolutely 100% question your moral compass if you support Matt Riddle. Neither here nor there. Like what you like, enjoy what you enjoy, watch what you watch. And if you're excited for the draft, you should be excited for the draft. If it's something you enjoy and you're looking forward to, I absolutely support the fact that you're excited for it. Me personally, I need structure, and WWE is guilty until proven innocent in this case, because we have not had a proper structure for a brand split in a very long time.
They like
that. I have no good faith left in them.
They like kind of stay true to it for like maybe like 2 years tops whenever they do it solidly, and then they just kind of like disappear from there. Like back in like, what was it, like 02-03 when they split up the rosters and it was Bischoff versus Heyman or Bischoff versus Stephanie McMahon. That I felt like it was legit up until I want to say maybe like 2006-07 when Cena moved over to like Raw and things started to like dip into like 2008 and 9. And then when they did it again in 2016 with SmackDown Live and Raw with Mick Foley and Daniel Bryan as the GMs, I thought that was very well. Brand-specific pay-per-views was the thing that I very much enjoyed. And I don't know. Look, we talked about it a few weeks ago, how Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are in a toxic relationship. Every time I hear the word draft, I get excited and I get sucked into that wormhole and that vortex that is the draft. So that's my toxic relationship, is the WWE draft, because I always get excited, but it doesn't last. So we'll see. We'll see.
I would rather have the Elite on my TV in WWE every week and suffer through the Young Bucks and Kenny than have.
Oh man, that's how you know it's serious, Katie. That's how we know.
And
it's
here's
serious.
The thing: they had me. They did the whole if Matt Riddle lost, he could never challenge for the title again, which was the only reason I was even fucking okay with Roman retaining, because as long as Roman has that belt, Matt Riddle never gets another fucking title shot. So when I was like, all right, when he showed up, I'm like, there is an upside. He's gonna feud with the Miz, Roman's champion, keep the belt on Roman. I never have to see Matt Riddle challenge for that title. Like that was my upshot, right?
Mhm.
Then they pulled to answer Warren's question before he has to go to bed. They had me with the whole segment of Brody Loads, as I dubbed it, because Brock and Cody were teaming, and I dubbed them Brody Loads, and I was excited for the team of Brock and Cody. I was all about Brody Loads, so we'll talk about it. Katie, do you have anything you want to say before we get into your guys' spits and swallows?
No. I mean, Riddle's a piece of shit. The draft doesn't exist. That's about it.
I am so glad I've got you drinking my Kool-Aid. Katie, spit or swallow?
He's just a piece of shit human being, and the draft is just the draft. If they would actually do something with it, they haven't done it since they used NXT the first time, like to bring that NXT kids up, like with Finn. So, yeah. Well, it started out as a swallow, but then it turned into a gargle. Cowboy Brock coming out, Brody Loads.
Cock Loads sounds like a really good title.
No,
it does not have the ring to it that Brody Loads does. It really doesn't. We also, sorry, Katie, continue. I'll wait till you're done.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
I was gonna say option number 2 for a title. It's either Brody Loads Explodes or 2 Girls, 1 Heritage Cup. Both things we'll talk about tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, I was not expecting Brock to be Cody's partner. And I was just like, okay, I'm down with this because Brock also can't challenge for the title while Roman is holding it. And we get to the main event, and we don't even get through the introductions before Brock just lays into Cody. I was like, I thought we were gonna at least get the match. I was excited
Brody
for the
Loads
match.
Explodes.
Yeah. Yeah, before Brody Loads explodes. I wasn't expecting it to happen like before the match even really started. But I mean, it's got me intrigued. If I get to see Brock versus Cody at SummerSlam when I go, fuck, okay, cool, I'm in. Why not? If it happens at Backlash, cool. Is Brock really going to show up at Backlash? Who knows?
It's Puerto Rico.
It's Cowboy Brock.
Is Cody going to show up at Backlash? Because he got fucking wrecked by Brock. Like, he might be out a month. He might not come back till after Backlash. The way Brock beat him to death.
Cody posted on Instagram his schedule, so he's gonna be there.
I mean, he's gonna show up at house shows and shit, but he'll probably just be in like multi-man matches, so he doesn't have to be in it as much.
He's scheduled for the Raw in Chicago on the 24th as well. So.
Yeah, no, it's not the first time that Brock just woke up, chose violence for the Raw after Mania. I was all about Katie. After Mania, when they did this, I was on board with this. I'm like, all right, cool. We're gonna get Cowboy Brock versus Cody, or with Cody, tag teaming against them. We'll see where it goes. He hadn't shown up, so like there was a little bit of anxiety in my chest. I was like, well, the only people I know of that Roman cannot challenge that could be in the back, because it is Raw after Mania and it was the first fucking segment, it's Matt Riddle, and I was praying it wasn't him, and he didn't show up, and I was so fucking excited because I saw all these rumors about Riddle teaming with Cody. I was like, this is how they're going to fucking do it. I'm going to be pissed. And it didn't happen. And I was like, good. I was relieved. I was happy. Kevin Owens also has that clause, and Brock Lesnar. I didn't even think about Brock. I was thinking KO. Brock showed up. I popped. Brody Loads. I was about it. I love Cowboy Brock. Cowboy Brock and Cody was going to be dope. And I didn't even let like the negativity of this is WWE and it's fucking Brock Lesnar like seep into my head. I was anticipating this. And everyone was like, this is the first time Brock Lesnar's wrestled. And that should have been like a red fucking flag in my head. Like, hey, why would Brock show up to wrestle on a Raw when he hasn't like 20 fucking years? Like, interesting.
It's not the first time they've done that trope of like, oh, this is the first time Brock's gonna wrestle on Raw since who knows when. Yeah, that should have been their first clue.
But yeah, no, we get none of that because Brody Loads explodes with zero foreplay, as Katie let us know, just right at the start. Brock destroys Cody for what felt like 10 minutes. Roman and Solar were just like, fuck it.
It was
left.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was the last 10 minutes. I was like, wow, they're really gonna like not go to like 11:05. No, it was nothing.
I agree, Jesus. He was way too friendly to Cody, and I didn't even fucking think twice about it, and I should have. That was on me.
Because it's Cowboy Brock. He's different. He's a new guy. He's not Lesnar from fucking 03. Literally, because I just watched it earlier.
He's the same person. He's just the same person
He's
in a cowboy hat.
He's just more entertaining now.
He did evolve into Cowboy Brock. I did like the memes that like people were saying that Brock looks like the like a Pokemon evolution of Cody Rhodes. I thought that was funny. I always like my Pokemon references in my wrestling.
No, I was all about this. This had me hyped for Raw after Mania. I'm like, this is how we're kicking it off. All right, cool. Personal opinion, it all went downhill from there. Minus the ending. I was still about the ending. I'm still cool with Cody versus Brock. However, as I said, as we get away from Cody versus Roman and we push that to the side, especially with matches with Brock and whoever else Cody has to have his hard times against before he can get back to Roman, we risk injuring Cody again. We risk losing interest in Cody again. We risk pushing this too far out and killing the momentum we had ready to go at WrestleMania. And it is something that WWE has a track record of doing, but also I should have known better because WWE has always had to take guys who made names for themselves outside of the company, bring them back in and break them down and build them back up in their own image. Yep. We saw with Booker T, who should have won at WrestleMania 19. We saw it with Sting, who should have beat Triple H at WrestleMania. We saw it with Scott Steiner, which Katie and I will talk about on tomorrow.
Katie and I?
Thing. Yeah, Katie and I will talk about it tomorrow.
Okay. Cool.
You'll be there too.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, did my invitation get rescinded?
Katie just had a look on her face like she didn't know what I was talking about. So
no, I know.
Okay. And Goldberg, like they always had to like they couldn't bring these guys in the way they were and utilize them the way they were. They had to have Triple H beat them down. Roman might be the new Triple H for guys coming over from AEW. Who fucking knows?
Could be, perhaps.
I'd be totally okay if he did that to MJF, though.
Well, it's not gonna happen though. So. No,
it's not gonna happen. But if it did, MJF, I'd be okay with.
Bidding war 2024 is not real. Vince, bitter swallow.
You know what? I'm gonna start off with like the high I've been on since SmackDown. LWO has been a thing, so I'm swallowing everything Dom, Ray, Bad Bunny, Judgment Day, and I'm gonna lump it all together because WWE likes to lump all their Latino segments together, just like they do with all their women's segments. So on Raw, we had Ray versus Austin Theory. Dom came in, interfered, cost Ray the match. He got in Bad Bunny's face. Bad Bunny got attacked. He got put through a table. So, he's a trooper for going through that. So they're probably setting up like a tag match, Judgment Day versus Ray and Bad Bunny at Puerto Rico's Backlash. So I'm looking forward to that. They released Puerto Rican flag inspired LWO shirts, so that's cool. Latinos are eating very nicely this whole week. Then on SmackDown, we had LWO versus Judgment Day. Solid match. I liked it. Even the promo that Judgment Day had, love all of that. Swallowing a giant load of LWO, same. Double swallow there. And then Rhea looked like $1 million. Dom still gets the most boos in the building 9 times out of 10. They wouldn't even let him talk. That was like post-Shield babyface Roman Reigns super push type of boos. But he's a heel, so he's supposed to get boos. Damian Priest, I loved it. Finn was the only one, and I'm starting to get where you're at, Matt, with it, because he lost at Mania in the Hell in a Cell, which I thought he shouldn't have. Edge disappeared.
I have stuff to say about that, by the way.
Well, we'll unpack it right now then, because I'm still very pissed. The Demon lost twice. Well, technically 3 times if you count NXT with Samoa Joe, but it was a decisive loss for the Demon on main roster. I didn't like that. It did nothing for Edge. It did nothing for Finn. Now Finn's over here like, yeah, well, I'm still here and you're not. I'm like, yeah, because he got what he wanted. He got the win over you, and he's gone fondling Beth Phoenix or doing something gritty over by his house or something. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm swallowing everything Latino stuff, everything Latino World Order. And I'll throw in Dragon Lee in there too. You know, shout out to all the Mexicans and Latinos in WWE and AEW. All great shit.
So Finn Balor not only got 14 staples in his head during that Hell in the Cell match, by the way, which kudos to him because I could never. He walked into that match with a grade 2 calf tear, as in he was supposed to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. He made a post about it today, like, because literally nobody knew. I can't remember which Monday Night Raw it happened, but basically he had 3 weeks and a day to be good for Mania, and they made it happen. So the fact that Finn did all of that shit he did with a torn calf and getting staples in your head, I don't even give a fuck if the Demon lost. Finn won to me, because that's the most intense shit ever.
Jesus said it was SmackDown March 10th.
Yeah, that. Yeah, like I said, Finn just made posts about it today because no one knew.
Okay, I hear you. I accept that. For me personally, Finn came out on LSD or ecstasy or some shit with his little ghost batons with the smoke coming out of him, which was not a demon Finn Balor entrance and looked weird as shit. I was not about it. I wanted to be excited. I tried to be excited. They took the red cell away. They gave us the old Hell in a Cell. I'm like, fuck yeah. And then we get in there and they color coded all the fucking weapons. So
I
everyone
actually
knew
like that.
who they were.
I'm actually swallowing the color code.
Vince, listen, I'm about to give you a compliment. I need you to shut up and not ruin it. All right? Just keep quiet. Color coding the weapons is fucking stupid. You took all the color away and then you put them on the fucking weapon so you know who got hit with what or who was. I don't know. It was fucking dumb. To your point about the LWO and everything, I've given you a lot of shit about Rey Mysterio, and you kept telling me this match was going to pay it all off. You were right, Vince Delgado. The match at Mania, specifically Rey spanking Dominic Mysterio with a belt, has completely turned me around on everything that we've watched, everything that we've saw, this entire feud. I was all about Dom and the Bad Bunny thing on Monday. I was happy with that. That was a swallow for me. I'm not 100% on the LWO stuff just because can we get like some LWO fucking entrance music for these guys and not have them come out to Ray's theme music?
Yeah.
Please. Like
I'm
make it a real thing and not just 4 guys wearing t-shirts. Other than that, I am with you on Dom, on Ray, on all of it. Ray spanking Dom with the belt sold me on everything that I have watched up till now. It was all well worth it to watch that kid get his ass beat with a belt in the middle of the ring.
My dad enjoyed the fuck out of that. He's like, it's about damn time. He starts laughing. My dad was looking forward to that match, and since he didn't come over to my house to watch WrestleMania, we went over right before night 2, and we watched it with the Spanish commentary that Bad Bunny was on. Fucking funny. He was like a child watching that, and it was great. But yeah, I mean, right now the only one that looks bad in Judgment Day right now would be Finn, and I don't like that one bit. It doesn't sit well with me. They need to fix that. Fix Finn.
Break up Judgment Day. That's how you fix Finn.
Oh no, I don't want that. I want Judgment Day to still be a thing, but
you can let Dom and Damian be a tag team, do their thing, stay together. Los Boricuas in fucking Puerto Rico, Dom and Bet, like we can still do that. Rhea can go off and do her own thing because she doesn't fucking need anyone in that group. She's a fucking star and a queen.
Yeah, but you need Rhea and Dom together.
You do not anymore. Honestly, you do not anymore. Rhea has surpassed that group 10 fucking fold, and Dom has also kind of broken away from needing Rhea to make him relevant at this point.
He would benefit from having someone to be like his heater, his muscle, like a Damian Priest. I'm with you on that. You were disparaging Finn's entrance, but I don't know if you heard on Getcho. I was not a fan of the Edge entrance whatsoever. He called himself Brood Edge. He didn't have Brood entrance theme music. He came out to Slayer, which love it, but that's Slayer Edge, not Brood Edge. And then he did halfway through the ramp and then went back to Rated R Superstar Edge music, which is what I said last week I didn't want to see. So Edge gets a spit all around this whole weekend for me. He didn't even show up. At least Brock did.
Judgment Day was a vehicle to get her over, and it worked.
I
She
see.
doesn't need him anymore. Finn doesn't need it. It's not doing anything for him. Dom and Damien can be a tag team. Judgment Day is not.
I just
needed
like
anymore.
it. My favorite color is purple. They use purple as their fashion color. I just want an excuse to continuously see purple on my screen.
And well, Damien and Dom can carry on the purple. Like they can be a tag team. They can carry on the purple. Let's also talk about the fact that Edge defeating Finn Balor was supposed to end the Judgment Day for like the 5th fucking time. Like that was the whole point of the Hell in a Cell match, was to end Judgment Day, to beat Finn Balor, and then Judgment Day was over.
Yeah, no, I would say that he failed in that regard if his whole goal was to end Judgment Day. I don't know. I don't know how you fix Judgment Day. But it's not broken to me.
Entire match pointless because Judgment Day's still together and Edge is gone. So thanks for wasting my time, Night 2, on multiple occasions.
I like the Hell in a Cell though. It was fun though.
Night 2. Anyway, Katie, spit or swallow.
Are you not doing any? Or
Remember, we're not doing an order anymore. I am just picking people at random to make myself happy so Vince does not anticipate my moves.
okay, that's fine. Ow. Since it kind of happened on both, I'm gonna swallow everything KO Sammy right now. The match with the Profits, hell of a match. I'm glad the Profits came out. People are like, oh, well, you have the Profits win and then you have them lose. It doesn't fucking matter. There's 5 tag teams in WWE. You're gonna have to fucking suck it up. Not everyone can win. Tough shit. Unless you split the titles, you can't do anything about it. That's not on me. Y'all need to stop bitching. But besides that, on SmackDown, what?
No, I'm just go ahead. I enjoy when you get all heated. I got heated. Get heated.
Yeah, because I'm annoyed. But on SmackDown, Sammy's torn because he knows that Jay's basically going to get kicked out of the bloodline, or in his mind, that's what he thinks. And Kevin's like, no, don't go talk to him. It's a bad idea because you guys literally have a match. And, you know, Paul Heyman's pulling the strings because Jimmy wasn't there, which was suspicious, telling Solo, well, if Jay can't get the Sammy problem done, you take care of our problems. He didn't say the Sammy problem. He just said problems, plural. But like the match with Sammy and Jay, great. I love it. Solo trying to do the Samoan spike. Jay's like, no. And everyone was just like, oh my God. No, Jay just wanted to super kick himself. And, you know, they beat him down. And then we're not going to talk about what happened after that because the show ended. Oh my God, crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm spitting everything because of what happened after that. They have officially ruined KO and Sammy for me by roping them because something bad is, ladies and gentlemen, the curse of Riddle is real and something bad is going to happen to Sammy and or KO.
Well,
and
KO
I'm not talking
already
about,
got his leg crushed.
but that's kayfabe. Like the bad things that happen are like, they're going to change Sammy's name or Sammy's going to get fucking fired or one of them is going to have a real injury. Like those are the bad things that happen around this fucking cancer of a person that is Matt Riddle and what the curse of Riddle is. And I've talked about it and I've explained it. It is factual. You can follow it through every person he has been teamed up and aligned with, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not bullshitting. Something bad befalls everyone. And now poor Sammy and KO. It's probably going to be that KO turns on Sammy, dumps the belts a la Cora and fucking Roxanne Perez, power bombs Sammy onto the apron. And this is a very short-lived. KO goes back to being who he is, and Sammy goes back to doing, you know, jackass shit at WrestleMania. That's probably how this is all going to end for them.
Probably what's going to end up happening is Kevin Owens is going to drop Sammy and just going to be a tag team with his son Owen. Have you seen how big that dude is? Like he's huge.
Owen Owens?
Owen Owens, yes.
It's not their real last name.
No, it's Steen. I know.
Yeah,
but
still,
for kayfabe reasons, if he came in, he would, unless he goes like the Ava Rain route or the Braun Breaker route, he should just be Owen Owens. I don't agree with that though. You're a fucking Steiner. Be a Steiner. Be Braun Steiner.
Yeah,
yeah, but just take after Scott though, because Rick's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Like well, I get Ava because like you don't want to be Ava Rock. Like he was the Rock. Yes, he's Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but like he didn't really ever go by Dwayne Johnson. He went by Rocky Maivia. She could have gone by like Ava Maivia.
I mean, who even knows what's gonna happen with Schism anyways? So
that gets a swallow for me. Shout out to Grizzle Young Vets getting their release. Good for them.
That is true. Yep. Grizzly Young Vets to get the release. No, I was loving everything, Katie, like you said, until the end, and then it just kind of really just put a damper on my I'm like, I gotta go do a show after this shit. Really, you have to show twice in 1 week. I've said it.
It's pretty disrespectful.
Is it bad? Okay, not because I'd like to see you get mad, but I knew you were gonna go on a rant, so I was that. The only positive in Riddle showing up at the end was like, oh, Matt's gonna go off on this, and this is gonna be entertaining. That's the only positive spin you can put on.
I hope it was entertaining for everyone listening.
I actually made a banner that said Matt's rant, so that later on when I go back and watch the live stream, I know exactly where to go and like timestamp your rant.
I'm gonna spit them spending all that time trying to make Omos feel like an attraction and special and all of that leading up to WrestleMania, just to have him come out and have a squash match on the Raw after Mania, because very fucking Vince of them to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why did we make this man feel special, keep him off TV, put him in this feud with Brock? Even though Brock won, like, it didn't really hurt him. It would have helped him more if he had beaten Brock, and it would have made more sense why Brock was in a bad fucking mood. I don't know. Just logic to your storytelling, WWE. Neither here nor there. You got me in a fucking bad mood. But
yeah,
then you have him come out and have a squash match. Why? Why are we over? Like, why are we using it? Like, we know who the fuck he is. He wrestled Brock Lesnar. I don't need to see him squash Elias.
Yeah,
does nothing for him.
I can't recall if it was Marcus or Bakley that made this odd little like Austin Theory, where that maybe the reason Brock took out all his aggression out of Cody was because he didn't get the job done, and now he still can't challenge for the titles because Roman has them, so he took out his frustration on Cody because he didn't get the job done, and that's why he did what he did.
What does that have to do with Omos?
Oh, I don't know, because you were talking about like him versus Brock, and I'm like, I didn't talk about this, and let me just squeeze this in here before I get yelled at about talking it again.
Fair enough. They said on SmackDown that Wade Barrett thinks that the reason that he fucking did it was because he had to go on first. So, like, who fucking knows?
Brock, he wanted to leave early. He's not
exactly.
gonna.
We know that. We're not stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking WWE. Vince, better swallow.
I'm gonna try to stick on everything main roster just because there wasn't too much positive and like enough that I liked, and then I can talk about the rest of the wrestling week. I'm gonna go ahead and swallow. No, sorry. I'm gonna spit the Triple H segments. I love Triple H. I'm glad that he's on screen, but I didn't see the purpose of his of him opening up Raw. He didn't present any new information other than maybe getting some clicks or some views. Then him being announced, I'm like, hey, he's gonna make an announcement on SmackDown, and it was more of a Tony Khan announcement. Where he's like, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna do a draft, you know, in a couple of weeks. Didn't even give us a date. Like they did those segments, and they could have used that for other segments that got cut. Like supposedly there was going to be 2 women's number 1 contenders matches, and they just diminished that to just 1. Seth came out to do a promo or a segment, went to commercial, came back. All you heard was the crowd singing his song, and then he left. What the fuck was that? On SmackDown, only 1 women's match, and it was Raquel and Liv versus the Blackhearts, which I've turned around on a little bit more.
I hate you so
I'm
much.
sorry. It's because it's Shotzi. She makes it work. She makes everything work. So I can't really
Nice try.
she's making Natty work for me. So she gets a gold star for that. But yeah, that was like a 5-minute match, if I'm not mistaken. I literally got up, went to take care of some customers, and then when I came back, the match was over. Like, the fuck happened? So I'm spitting the whole Triple H segments because they didn't really add anything. They felt like just filler.
Well, I mean, him coming out on Monday was basically being like, oh, well, I know all of you have technology and you saw that WWE was just bought. So this is me being like, things are fine for now. Doing typical PR bullshit. That's basically kind of why Triple H was there on Monday.
They had to.
They literally had to. Like, your company just got fucking sold that day, so you kind of have to do something.
All right, that's a fair point. But then my rebuttal would be, why not just lump what he did on SmackDown and Raw in one segment?
Because they honestly, they probably didn't even know when they were going to do a draft, because
They still don't know. They didn't tell us, Katie. They didn't tell
they're
us.
more than likely going to do it after Backlash. He said in a few weeks. Like, because again, they probably don't know, but they're like, hey, this will get people excited and interested in the product. Let's say this. It's PR bullshit. I mean, it's what they fucking do. It's WWE.
Yeah, I get it.
Raw
I
after
understand the
Mania
reason
was
why.
such a shit show that they were probably worried that no one was going to tune into SmackDown, that they said Triple H had to have an announcement. And this is good. Dommy Feds over on Twitter, he said it. This is WWE's like quick fix pacifier. Whenever the fans are upset, we're going to have a draft. Everyone be excited about a draft. And if you're a normal fan who doesn't care about structure and rules and brand splits like me, you're probably excited for the fucking draft. And I'm happy that you are.
I like drafts.
I don't see the point in us doing a fucking draft if we're just going to see wrestlers wrestle wherever the fuck they want anyway. I need structure, I need rules, and I need a fucking GM on both shows. Don't do this Adam Pearce running both shows, but give me general managers running the shows to make them feel different.
Question.
Yes.
In the hypothetical, obviously, like you stated earlier, it with WWE, it's guilty until proven innocent.
Mhm.
Let's say they do Vince Raw, SmackDown, Triple H, SummerSlam, full control of WWE, and then after that we get GMs, or maybe there's already GMs in place, and then Triple H is the main booker and Vince the main booker, or maybe not even that. Like, let's say they do implement that with the draft, and they do try to keep it separate, and they announce that the titles are all going to be split: Raw and SmackDown, SmackDown on Smack, Raw and Raw, SmackDown, SmackDown. Sorry, got myself confused there. But what if they actually go ahead and do it, even if it's just for the initial first year or first 2 years? Will you be okay with that? Like that, because that's all your qualms, right? Is that they don't follow through. But if they actually keep them separated, you'll be cool with it, right?
If they do it right, I'll be cool until they fuck it up and do some superstar shake-up bullshit. I'm not going to come out here and complain if they're not fucking it up. The only time you're going to hear from me is when I see a SmackDown superstar wrestling The Miz on fucking Raw, if The Miz is on Raw. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they decided that there was a story that they wanted to tell, that they wanted to, get some extra time on or whatever. Like, if they have one champion who goes between both and they establish that, I'm cool with that. If they split up the titles, I'm cool with that. As long as the people drafted to one brand only wrestle on that brand. I don't even care if you have joint pay-per-views and they mix it up and get involved with each other at pay-per-views, because the pay-per-views are co-branded. So if you get some stuff at pay-per-views, I'm cool with that. It is the weekly shows that I need them to keep only people from Raw wrestling on Raw and make Raw feel like its own thing, and only people from SmackDown wrestling on SmackDown and make SmackDown feel like its own thing, and not have any brand cross promotional bullshit.
Back when I started watching, sorry, go ahead, finish.
If I fucking have a draft and see Matt Riddle twice in one fucking week, I will lose my shit.
I'm with you. Back when I started watching full-time wrestling, it was back in like 03, 04, and it was when they had a full-on brand split of Raw and SmackDown. So I want to see it. And like I said, I'm in the talks. Go back and
you watch that shit, they didn't really, because they were still doing like super shows and dumb shit where they would get everyone on one Raw. Or if you go back and watch the week, you don't remember it because it was so long ago. But if you go back and you watch the weekly, they have never really truly, like, they've tried, and there are weeks that they succeeded, but for an entire, like, from start to finish draft, they have never really fully succeeded. Trades are stupid. Trades should not be done, because we have also seen how WWE does trades.
I think the only time trades should be allowed, and it should be like this. It should be at the draft. The only trade that I can make a comparison to is back in, I want to say, the 2004 draft, when Triple H was drafted over to SmackDown. Paul Heyman was drafted over to Raw and he quit, so they needed a new GM. Kurt Angle took over and he traded Triple H back to Raw, which was stupid, but he got Booker T and the Dudleys in return for Triple H 3-for-1 package. Not like that Alexa Bliss bullshit where she got drafted over to one show and then the other show gets like draft compensation later on or something like that. That's stupid. Like if you're gonna do a trade,
they never do that.
It has to be on draft night, or like how they do it in sports where it's like they have until like the midnight deadline to make a trade, and then people are like actively on their phone trying to figure out who got traded. Is there any trades? You know, stuff like that would be fun. What?
They do that, Savannah. They do that. They've been doing that, and that's the fucking problem because SmackDown always gets future draft picks that SmackDown never actually fucking gets in a draft. They say that shit all the time, and that's the problem with the fucking trades is they move people around all year round to make because somebody got injured and we need a star over here, and then we made a trade. SmackDown gets future draft considerations, and the draft comes around, and Raw always gets more draft picks than SmackDown. It never fucking actually works. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm just getting away from Raw and SmackDown because I'm over that. I'm gonna swallow Tony Angelo and Stax versus Pretty Deadly. I like the fact that they're actually utilizing the D'Angelo family as a tag team. Shenanigans ensued. Someone called it. I think it was. I don't remember who said it, but they were like, it was basically twin magic that Pretty Deadly used. They just had one of them go under the apron and cover their face. So that I'm okay with that. Like I said, I just want more D'Angelo family, and I tweeted it. They're gonna win tag gold this year, so it's all that matters.
I am spitting, the true family in green, white, and red. I'm swallowing the D'Angelo family because they're a real family. They're not the LWO. They're a real family. And until the LWO has their own theme music, I am not happy with this association.
They don't have their own theme music. They just use Tony D's. Listen, man, I've been nice about Tony D. I've been nice about the
family's theme music. I'm spitting, however, that they lost to Pretty Deadly.
Well, yeah.
Same here.
Okay, well, I was following the match. I didn't.
Listen, I gave you all of the credit I could about all of the stuff you talked about earlier.
I'm being nice about the family. The least you can do is be nice about LWO.
Vince, I was nice. I gave you credit. I gave you props. You just fucking take it. It will always be the family over everything else when it comes to green, white, and red.
Fair.
I'll do one last thing for Raw. I'm gargling Bianca and Rhea. Like the face-to-face and that matchup that we wanted is great. And the idea of maybe, I guess, unifying the titles down the road or something, fine. I'm not happy that Asuka lost. I really wanted, I love Bianca. I think Bianca's great. I didn't think it was the right choice. Asuka's lost 3 Manias and bring her back as the Kana character at the Royal Rumble and all of this stuff just to have her lose at another WrestleMania, which really didn't do anything for Bianca. Didn't make sense to me. All we're doing is hurting Asuka. And then I saw people saying, oh, well, she tweeted out. Did we see her on Raw? Did we see her on SmackDown? Is she wreaking havoc on the women? No, she's not. So none of what she tweeted out fucking matters. I would love to see Rhea versus Bianca. I don't know if they're going to do a unification and just do one champion go between brands. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. I don't know. So while Rhea versus Bianca is a goal, and I'd love to see it at Survivor Series or whenever we get to it down the road, however, cool. Bianca's still being champion on Monday. It's a spit because I don't know what the fuck we're going to do with Bianca now.
No.
I mean, I had to swallow the segment because I like them interacting with each other, but I am gargling what it possibly means. Bakley over here on the chat, he's saying, I think whoever wins Money in the Bank will cash in on Rhea, and then it'll be Rhea, Bianca next Mania. I think it should be the other way around. I think it should be the winner cashes in on Bianca, and then Bianca challenges Rhea if we do that at Mania. But I just want to see them say what
and loses because let Rhea actually have a fucking good run with this title.
Yes, I agree. Like I like
That's
Bianca,
next year. Who even fucking knows? They don't even know what the fuck they're doing next week. We don't know anything.
Exactly.
I was just about to say, I'm so sick of this. Oh, next year. Next year's Cody's time. Next year, Rhea. We don't fucking know. None of this next year's shit.
We don't like to wait. We're impatient.
Fickle. Now I'm knocking shit over in my desk. Pissing me off. Vince, bitter swallow.
I still have a few things on SmackDown and Raw. They're minor though, so it won't take me too much time to address. So I'm just gonna swallow the one good thing that I really liked, and that is Shinsuke being announced returning next week. They hyped him up as like a big deal. I'm very skeptical as to how they're gonna book him, but I like to think these things optimistically with my favorites, and I just want to see Shinsuke back. I haven't seen him since he beat the Great Muta and just like sucked all the mist out of his mouth, and then just won against him in his retirement match. So we'll see how it goes. I am prepared to be completely disappointed, however, but the fact that Shinsuke is back, I'm happy about that.
You haven't seen him in WWE since the Curse of Riddle derailed him, saddled him with Rick Boogs, and then he disappeared after Rick Boogs got injured. The Muta match, obviously, outside of WWE.
I could have sworn didn't he have
Shinsuke,
a match with Gunther after that?
That was still during the Boogs shit.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
That was that was also a casualty of the Curse of Riddle. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm going to swallow JC Jane's promo on NXT. I didn't expect her to kind of show up in the ladder match. I'm okay with them continuing Gigi and JC. She delivered a hell of a promo. She basically was like, well, Gigi, I broke your face. I broke your heart. And now I'm going to just continue to break you. And
break her back.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Never mind. But I don't know. Like I said, NXT utilizes their women well. It's another women's feud that they're doing. It's a storyline. I'm okay with them continuing this because it'll probably, I don't know what their next I think it's like it's like spring break-in or something. That's like their next little special thing. So maybe they'll have a match there. I don't know. So I mean, I'm okay with all of this. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's no roadblock, but spring break-in will be cool.
Roadblock is a terrible, terrible thing.
I know Vince is a fan of this, and I'm sorry, but to keep the trend going, I'm spitting Chase U. I'm spitting everything that happened at the pay-per-view with Chase U and Duke Hudson's little fake out, and now him like getting an award. This shit is so fucking bad. It really is. I don't know if it's because I have a sour taste in my mouth from everything that happened prior to with Raw and Night 2 of Mania or what, but no, fuck Chase U. Thank you, Sports Carnage.
Yeah, they're great, by the way. I tuned into a few of their live streams. Good stuff. I don't know. I don't think it's the post Raw after Mania that put a bad taste in your mouth. You just haven't been behind Chase U in a while now, so I didn't expect you to swallow any Chase U stuff.
This is bad though. Like, this is really bad. This is fucking stupid.
He's going to turn on Chase U. Just let it happen already, cheese, says Bakley.
Yeah, why are we extending this out farther and farther and involving schism and all this bullshit? Like,
look, I know I'm in the minority. I might be the only one in the internet wrestling community, but I kind of want the university to expand. You know, I want more. You know, I want there to be more different like classes. You know, like maybe a gym coach gets added. You know, maybe substitute teacher. You can have stuff there. Like I want there to be a full-on community. I like factions. I like Chase U. It's stupid, but it's so stupid I can't help but to love it.
I know Katie's an advocate of them never splitting up the Street Profits, just letting Montez.
Because you don't fucking have to.
Yeah, no, don't.
There's also 5 fucking tag teams. You need tag teams.
I'm with Katie.
For fuck's sake.
Split up the Viking Raiders. And by split them up, I mean split them up from
rants out of you.
Sarah
Really are. You're there. You're on the breaking point, Katie. Come join us. Come join us in anger and hate. Let the hate flow through you.
Creed, bro, this could be the gym class of Chase U. I like that.
Shut the fuck up.
No, Chase U's done. It had its run. It had its time. Finito. It's over. Burn the university down.
Katie's.
I'll let him come back before he.
Oh, Katie spit or swallow. Sorry.
There you go. Okay. Shut up, Jesus. I'm gonna swallow Indy versus Zoe. I know Matt's not super happy that Indy won.
Incorrect.
You are happy, or you were happy with the Dexter stuff.
That is correct. Because they involved the way in Dexter, I was good with it. That is another thing that I am going to concede to Vince, that with Indy winning the championship, with Dexter Lumis coming and all of that, that was a fun little throwback to stuff that I love in NXT. I was good with that. However, going forward, Indy needs to not be fucking boring, because Dexter and the way are not there to carry her. Go ahead, Katie.
Well, she held her own. She had a nice little promo saying she didn't expect to win. She's happy she finally got her moment. Zoe, of course, being a sourpuss, being like, well, I don't know why you're a champion, typical heel things, I should have won the match, da-da-da-da-da. They had a great match. I was about it. And after it, people have been wondering where she's been. Cora Jade shows up out of nowhere and attacks Indy. So again, adding more women to this storyline, because again, Cora's been gone for months, and people were, because it's the internet and they like to fucking speculate about everything. People gotta go away for a while for whatever fucking reason. So let them. Cora's back. Crazy little heel that she is. I like that there's a lot of challengers lined up for Indy. It's gonna prove her as a champion. It's gonna make or break her at this point. So I was all about the match and Cora coming back.
I'm with Katie here. I'm glad. I'm glad that Indy had her moment. It didn't really seem like she was going to be in the ladder match, but she got her last chance triple threat win. And I was not expecting her to win either at Stand and Deliver in the ladder match. She got it. The moment with Dexter was cool. The moment with The Way was cool. Her standing up to Zoe was great. I'm looking forward to Cora Jade versus Indy Hartwell. And again, I know not everyone is, but it's mostly just because I've seen some of these wrestlers in person wrestle live, and it's just kind of nice to see them like progress in their career. So I just kind of root for them, which is kind of like the whole crux of me rooting for Indy. So kudos to Indy. I'm glad she got that championship. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. It's all a swallow for me.
I'm more interested in Cora and Tiffany and whatever they're gonna have going on, because Tiffany definitely came out to do some shit and Cora just stole her thunder.
Yeah.
And Tiffany, I was not a fan of pre her return, but she has really raised her stock down there in NXT with me. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, Katie. I'm gonna swallow watching Brooks Jensen be a sad, stupid boy. I love the drama.
He said he'd be right back.
Yeah, I love the drama. I love the bullshit. Kiana blaming him for them losing because he did not give her, the purse, and just manipulating him. Fallon finally coming out and saying she's cheating on you, and her being like, we never said we were exclusive. And like him taking that and being like, fuck, she's right. I should have made that clear. Why didn't I think of that? Like, all of this to further manipulate. What? Go ahead.
It pisses me off. Because it's literally like today's dating culture. It's like, oh, you didn't say we were exclusive. I shouldn't fucking have to. If you're the only person I'm talking to and going on dates with and doing all this stuff with, clearly that means something. You don't need to put the label on it. Like, holy shit. It irked me because
you're the only person?
They should. Like, if you're like, you shouldn't have to be like, you shouldn't have to say the words "we're exclusive." And it's frustrating because I literally know so many people who are like that. And it irks me to my core.
Which is good because that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to highlight today's dating culture and bring these emotions. It's doing its job, and I love it. I'm also not in today's dating culture and haven't been for almost 10 years now. So
be fucking lucky because it's a goddamn mess.
No, I remember dating this chick, and she was straight up with me and told me, like, we went out on, I think, 1 or 2 dates, and she's like, yeah, I'm seeing like 5 other people at the same time. And I'm like, that's not something I'm into. And then I bounced.
What the fuck?
I don't know if we're going to get any calls from NXT. If we do, it might be at the draft. Braun Breaker, probably top of that list. Depending on how long this title run goes, Indy, maybe. I'd love to see Gigi and or JC get called up. I think they're ready. Or even a Zoe Stark. I've said from the get-go, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler make a way better tag team than Ronda and Shayna. Even though I know they have the history and the relationship and all that, Zoe and Shayna look like they go together, and they would be like legit badasses who can actually wrestle in ring together.
Yeah, not Ronda, who did jack shit in that fucking match and won and was like, oh, it was easy. Like, fuck you, you stupid bitch.
I love Roxanne Perez. I was hoping they'd do with Roxanne Perez what they did with Paige and let her come up as champion and let her win the title on her first night and, you know, have that whole moment. That would have been really cool.
That definitely could have been interesting.
Have Roxanne beat Bianca after we didn't take the, you know, let her be the one.
Bro, that'd be wild. I'd be okay with it, though. That'd be wild. That'd be fun.
Since he isn't here, Katie, spit or swallow?
More women's matches. I'm gonna swallow Ivy Nile versus Tatum Paxley. My little pitbull. I love Ivy Nile. I love her so much. I'm so happy the fact that she like gets more screen time and gets to actually wrestle more and isn't just like the little sister to the Creeds and Diamond Mind. She's actually proven that she's one of the strongest people pound for pound, even though she's probably only like 5 foot. She's one of the strongest people that they have on that roster. And I like that they kind of, you know, tied up this thing with Tatum in a nice little bow. Like, they did what they had to do with it. And now I hope that, you know, Ivy's going to continue to shine in this role. So, like, I love me, my little pitbull. She's so cute. I love Ivy Nile.
I'm more of a thigh-high Paxley kind of guy, but also thigh-highs are my kink, so.
Yeah, I know.
Me
we
too.
talked about this.
Yeah.
Just
one of many.
I was watching that with Kate, and I was talking to her about it. I was like, dude, like, what's with, like, why doesn't she have a garter belt to keep those thigh highs up? But also, wrestling and thigh highs should do more of that.
Give me more. To her. Just made me happy.
Yeah, Vince?
No, I was just saying I could have sworn I remember some women wrestlers like wrestling in thigh highs in the past, but I can't recall a name off the top of my head. I have.
Oh, you saw them, but they weren't wrestling. They were doing pillow fights and evening.
No, that's not
matches.
what I'm referring to. I'm not referring to that.
I remember that too. They took off their high heels and then they lost their dresses and they were in.
You mean like actual thigh highs? You mean like actual thigh highs, or like their gear looks like thigh highs?
Tatum is wearing actual thigh highs.
Oh,
yeah. I'm gonna finish off. I'm gonna finish off NXT for us. I'm swallowing Braun Breaking Bad.
There's the title.
I see what you did there. I like the little pun there.
You literally could make that the title this week too.
That is a third option for the title. We'll let the chat vote. Braun Breaker comes out. Carmelo Hayes brings him out. Carmelo Hayes is the gracious champion, and we get the fucking double turn. Braun, goes in, and honestly, I feel like heel Braun Breaker is what we should have had this entire time, and he is going to be so much better as a heel than he ever was as a baby face. He's got the look and the feel about him that he's going to work fantastic as a heel. So Braun Breaking Bad, baby, all about it.
I said, like, I really thought Braun was, after the match and he lost, I really thought he was going to be called up. And if they're not going to do that yet, I'm okay with having another 1 or 2 matches with him and Mello. Because, like, it was the youngest match and main event in WrestleMania weekend history. Because, they're 25 and 28, which is insane. And
damn, younger than me. Jesus.
Yeah, I looked it up on Thursday out of, for reasons for myself. Specifically for Carmelo. And, like, it was good. Like, they are the 2 chosen ones of this version of NXT. So I'm okay. It's no Ciampa Gargano type feud, but like it's 2 that are going to continue to go head to head, and they're going to kill it every single time.
Yeah, there's always those 2 guys that always run into each other frequently. You can look at Rock, Triple H early on, Cena, Randy Orton as
I got a whole series about it. So
yeah, there you go. Braun and Mello could be the next great.
They have one match. I'm not putting them on.
No, not the next great. They could be added to like the pantheon of like heated feuds. We'll see.
Let's add to the pantheon of spits and swallows, Vince. But before we do that, if you are, looking for a little bit of energy to keep you up, whether you're up all night spitting and swallowing or playing video games, whatever you're doing, DUBBY is your clean energy drink, and it is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin fillers, and they don't use artificial dyes. DUBBY contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. The product is made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. DUBBY's handpicked what they believe to be the 10 most critical ingredients for focus and concentration. DUBBY contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. DUBBY uses Neurofactor, a patented all-natural coffee cherry extract to help fuel you. This ingredient is what gives DUBBY its laser-focused and fast reflex effects, making it especially perfect for gamers or if you're up all night with your significant other or yourself and you just need some energy. They disclose full ingredient amounts, and the product will never contain fillers or artificial colors and dyes. DUBBY is also sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and keto-friendly. So go to dubby.creationworld.com and use code CREATION to receive 10% off your order today. Again, that is dubby.creationworld.com and use code CREATION. Link is in the description. And we talked about it. Monster is out here suing people over dumb shit. Don't support Monster. Support DUBBY.
What?
Yeah, no, we talked about it on Thursday. Monster's suing people for just using the term monster. They're trying to keep indie game developers from using the term monster or anything associated to it, like beasts or monstrous or monstrosity.
Holy
like
shit.
rolling legal action because fuck Monster. Go get DUBBY.
I never liked Monster.
But the white monsters are so good.
Yeah, DUBBY is too. Make the switch. 10% off.
Switch.
We got you. Vince, spit or swallow.
I know this hasn't been talked about, and this might be my last one on SmackDown, unless you guys already talked about this. LA Knight breaking the PS5 controller. Xavier, what's PS5 controller? Those are like $70 now. Like, I love LA Knight, and I understand you're upset because you weren't at WrestleMania. Guess what? Bobby Lashley wasn't at WrestleMania. Matter of fact, he was paraded.
No, he was there.
Paraded. No, he didn't wrestle at WrestleMania.
You said he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Let me rephrase. You guys are right. He was there. But he was basically just trotting out with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal trophy. He didn't have a match either. Like, I get you're upset, but god damn, that's a PS5 controller. Those are like $70. That's rude. I don't condone controller violence unless you're breaking your own controller out of rage, which in that case, that's your own damn fault. But someone else coming into your gaming area, breaking your controller, that's a spit for me. That's just rude.
Bakley said Monster doesn't let you grow wings. Remember that. DUBBY doesn't either, but it will give you energy to fuck all night long. So DUBBY over everything.
I thought you were transitioning to a Blue Chew commercial. I'm like, when did we get Blue Chew as an endorsement?
All right. I know he's probably not here anymore and left. Well, I made the comments I made about Jericho earlier, and I don't necessarily agree that Ricky Starks would have been any better off or in any different position had he not had to go through the Jericho thing. He's not worse off. The feud with Rock Hard Juice Robinson, and I love me some Rock Hard Juice, was kind of a farce to bring in Jay White. Everyone was anticipating it on Monday. It didn't happen. AEW had it locked up.
He's here.
Warren was saying that, he mentioned that it was the Bullet Club music and all of that stuff. Again, I don't necessarily know that Ricky is better off for beating Jericho, but he is not worse off for beating Jericho. I think we could have done this without that. I also think Adam Cole could challenge for the championship without having to go through Jericho to do it. I think he's ready. He's there, and he's not going to get a boost from it. But he is not worse off. Per booking, he is in a better position because he is now in a feud with the Bullet Club and probably more specifically Swiss Cheese Stays White, who is now All Elite. So swallowing that.
Okay. Can I just say, I need your opinion on this, Matt. You know who Diego Luna is, right? And
Yes.
Cassian Andor?
Yes.
Does Jay White not kind of look like him?
Like if he grew his hair out?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's all I thought about. I was just like, because, I'm not a big Jay White guy. He came out and I was just like, something about him seems like familiar face-wise. And I was like, oh my God, it's Andor. And I love me some Diego Luna. Oh, but so I was okay with it. I just needed someone to verify it for me so I wasn't totally crazy. So thank you.
I'll throw this caveat in along with it since we're talking about Jericho and kind of all of those things. Well, I personally don't think he needed it. Again, he's not worse off for it. And that is just my personal view. I'm sure there are a lot of casuals out there who might be like, oh, he beat Chris Jericho, and I know who Chris Jericho is, and it makes sense. I also argue that probably not a lot of casuals are watching AEW due to the views. Neither here nor there. But Keith Lee, since Jericho was brought up, coming in and calling Jericho on his bullshit. Generally, I'm not excited for a feud, but if it gets Keith Lee on my TV and I get a Keith Lee fucking match, I'm all for it, and I don't care who it's against. And Keith Lee is one guy that I think, being the lack of representation he's had and the shit that he's been doing with fucking Dustin and all of that, could possibly benefit from a feud with even if it's a short little thing to, probably put Jericho over to get him ready for Adam Cole, benefit from being on TV and, getting that Jericho weekly rub for a week or two till we get back to Jericho versus Adam Cole. So
I hope Cole
as well.
costs him a victory against Keith Lee, and Keith Lee actually gets a W here.
That would be fantastic.
I don't know, man. The downward spiral of Keith Lee from double champion in NXT to now, it's crazy to see.
Well, okay, hold on now. That man has had hella health issues.
I know, I understand. I'm talking about creatively, creative.
You gotta be way more specific here, because
well, obviously, I don't want to disparage anything physically or mentally that he deals with.
That also could be why he hasn't been on AEW. We don't know.
Double champ. Well, he has been, but he's been on Dark or fucking Rampage, hanging out with Dustin.
I don't know. I just saw Keith Lee, especially after that Survivor Series moment when he was the final two with Roman. I just saw him, was like, this is a guy that could beat Roman. And
then the moment with him and Brock in the Rumble.
Oh my
you're
God,
a big boy. And
Brock doesn't put over that many people. Brock doesn't put over that many people. The fact that he was surprised and impressed by Keith Lee says a lot.
Keith Lee getting the rub.
Someone needs to rub Keith Lee.
I'd rub Keith Lee.
I hate you guys.
No, you don't.
Shut up. I'm gonna swallow House of Black defeating, as you dub them, the average of best friends and Orange Cassidy. I will always say a few things. One, Trent Beretta deserves so much better than Chuck Taylor, because that man is a fucking star. I love me some Trent Beretta. Always bet on Black. The house always wins. Those are three things everyone needs to remember. And it was a great fucking match. And since I know you didn't watch Rampage, and I understand why, and you also didn't watch Battle of the Belts, I also understand why. Buddy Murphy is now going to be challenging Orange Cassidy for the international, whatever the fuck it is, that title on Dynamite next week. So we could have Buddy 2 belts, which I'm okay with, because at least he will travel.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
not
that
gonna
Buddy's
happen,
gonna win
but
that.
like,
Yeah.
it's not
If
gonna happen. But like,
anyone-
I can be happy if he does.
If anyone from House of Black should get that international title or whatever, it should be Malachi Black. He's the leader of the faction.
I
He doesn't have
disagree.
to have 2 belts.
If anyone in that faction or
Needs
anyone
it.
on that roster needs to and could benefit from a short feud with Chris Jericho and beating Chris Jericho to bump them up the card to where they should fucking be right now, it's Malachi Black, because he hasn't been presented like that since he's gotten AEW. Two of my favorite wrestlers that came to AEW, Keith Lee and Malachi Black, are the two that could use it. Adam Cole didn't need it. Ricky Starks probably didn't need it. He's been way the fuck over. We need to get these guys over. So I'm with you though, Katie. I have it on here. House of Black defeats Average at Best Friends.
I knew you. I just wrote it as BFFs, but I know that you call them Average at Best Friends. So.
I too had that written down. Huh? All three of us swallowed that. How about that?
I can't believe you watched AEW this week, Vince.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's not that I don't like watching AEW. It's just that they keep showing wrestlers that I don't like, so I skip it. So what I like to do now is I either watch it live if I'm able to, or I watch the replay late at night, and I fast forward all the shit I don't like. So I can't spit or swallow stuff that I'm fast forwarding to because it's all stuff I don't like.
Well,
There's
the
some-
Elite's out right now, so you have nothing to really complain about. They're all Matt Jackson's literally injured, and they all injured. The BBC has been on a rampage, no pun intended. There's a lot.
Metaphorical one.
Yes, take that as you will. Take it with a grain of salt. But
BBC is wrecking almost exclusively white on a weekly basis.
That's why you always bet on black.
It all makes sense. I mean, that's just facts.
Shout out to Young Kings Wrestling for that AEW reference.
Yeah.
The
Shout out.
And the BBC. Spit or swallow.
You know what? Can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm gonna give some credit to the Ass Boys. I'm swallowing them coming out to Mini Men.
Bro,
I love me some 50 cents, and they came like. Were they the best wrestlers to come out to Mini Men? Probably not, but any excuse I get to listen to some 50 on my wrestling television program, all for it. So swallowing the guns.
I'm swallowing the fact that we got swerved by FTR and they the WWE contracts and the negotiations
said,
and
guys, we're not going anywhere.
even the fucking like thought that they were going to lose and just go to Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
That whole thing to win those tag team titles, get them off the Ass Boys, swallowing all of that. So,
Yeah, I'm with you. I like it. FTR is probably one of, if not the best tag team that AEW has. So they should almost always be tag team champions, either on ROH or AEW.
Well, no, the ROH champions are the Lucha Bros. So
shout out, Latinos are eating this whole week. I'm all about it. We eating.
I'm not going to take that low hanging fruit. Katie, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna swallow Jamie Hayter defeating Riho, who is. I mean, I'm glad that they're kind of bringing Riho back into the fold. She was your first AEW Women's World Champion, and now you have Jamie Hayter, who is your current and 7th AEW Women's Champion. I lost my train of thought. And it was a great match. Jamie Hayter is a beast of a woman. I love her. I want nothing but good things for her. And, there was the little respect to Riho at the very end after the match, as there should be. I just want them to be doing something more with the Outcast shit, too. Like,
Katie,
Sky Blue is now... Oh, no, I'm not reading your phone.
Okay.
I have terrible eyesight, and you're states away. But like, so Sky Blue's now officially All Elite, which is some bullshit. The fact that it took you this long to actually sign her, Tony Khan. And Willow is already signed. So like, you have it on the homegrown side. Utilize Athena in Ring of Honor. Trinity is chilling in Ring of Honor ringside watching Athena's matches. You can easily bring her in too if you want to be like, we're gonna go against this. Why are you shaking your head for?
I don't want Trinity to go to ROH or AEW because I don't trust it. I'd rather if she goes back
She
into
was
wrestling.
literally
I know
at
she
the
was.
show.
I know she was.
Someone-
You'd rather have her go where, Vince?
I'd rather go to see her go to Impact and be in that Knockouts division. Because aside from NXT, the Knockouts are probably the best women's division in pro wrestling. That aren't exclusive women's wrestling.
Counterpoint: the only women getting weekly time are the Outcasts and anyone in that feud. So if they brought her in and they used her, she'd be getting way more exposure over on AEW weekly as part of the Outcast group or involved in that situation than she would in her entire career working at Impact in like 2 weeks. More people would have eyes on
We'll see.
Than the entire. If she worked at Impact for 15 years, more people would see her on AEW in 2 weeks than they would not Impact in 15 years because 5 people watch a week. I'm with you, Katie. Everything you said. Even though I love the Outcasts, I've been saying it. We need to do something more. They need to be more NWO-esque. They need to start hurting people, doing more. The spray paint runoff shit is getting stale and old. Has been getting stale and old. We need a little bit something. Whether it's adding another member to the faction or making them a little more imposing. Having them. If they were doing what the BBC was doing.
Bro, imagine.
You'd be selling fucking Outcast t-shirts left and right in stupid fucking yellow spray paint or green spray paint, whatever the fuck it is.
Neon green, I think.
You could have Outcast in the NWO font, but dripping green like DX and just really piss WWE off.
Yeah.
DX spray paint, NWO box, Outcast in the middle. Like, you could do it. And if they were doing that shit, you'd be selling out left and right, but you're not. So.
Let me ask you a question then. Who on the AEW women's or ROH women's roster would you say makes sense to be included into the Outcast if they do expand the faction?
Katie said it. Trinity, Athena.
No. Trinity, assuming she doesn't get signed, like currently active on the roster. So Athena. Is.
Yeah.
Does she have any history with any of those three?
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if she did or didn't.
Well, I don't think Tony and Paige had any history prior to AEW. I don't know. I know Ruby and Paige did, but I don't think Tony and Ruby did. So Athena was in the company when they were all there. I don't think she was getting used. I think she was down in NXT for most
of Paige's run, yes.
Well, I was going to say Ruby and Tony. Like, I think Tony was in NXT UK. She was in NXT. And when she went to the main roster, and Ruby came in and
might have interacted a few times in NXT. Yeah.
But she's a heel. She has this new gimmick that we don't get to see because they're only using it on Dark Elevation and now Ring of Honor. That, from what I've heard and clips I've seen, should mix and would mix very well with this group and probably bring that little bit of extra violence that I think they need. To the group.
Let me throw out a random name. Let me know what you guys think about this. But she has history being in WWE. Mercedes Martinez. She could add that intensity, that violence that you were just mentioning. It's not a big enough name as Athena.
I've never been a fan of Mercedes Martinez. She terrifies me. I feel like she would fuck me with a strap on. But personality-wise, she's never really been there for me. I feel like she would get lost in that group, or she would just kind of be like background in that group. There's a lot of personality and a lot of standout there, and I don't think she would stand out. Like,
you make a fair point, but I think she also fits the mold of what you were describing.
I guess she also really barely had a cup of coffee in WWE. barely.
She's not a homegrown talent either. Doesn't have to be WWE
They
exclusive.
say fucking homegrown. Jamie Hayter's not a homegrown talent. Britt Baker's not. Like, they all made their name on the indies before they came in. Like, they were wrestling before AEW. Like,
I think what they mean by homegrown is they weren't signed to WWE before this, I guess. Like, they were indies.
No, because Thunder Rosa's an outcast, and she was never signed to WWE. She was in NWA.
Yep.
So, like,
none of it makes sense, really.
Yeah. But let's move on from this. I'm gonna swallow the Acclaim shitting on the jazzholes, coming in, doing their whole thing, and then Max rapping on them. But I'm gonna spit the fact that Never Rise can't take no for an answer, or take a fucking hint, and is still dragging themselves along the Acclaim's coattails and wouldn't just take the diss and be pissed and let it be, because I fucking hate Never Rise. And 100% of the jazzholes. 100% of the jazzholes.
Anna J?
95% of the jazzholes.
There you go.
90. I'll take, as long as she's not with Sammy, I like me some Tay Conti too.
Wait, I have a question, and I know this is a long time coming. She used to be Ty Conti, but now she's Ty Mello. What's the reasoning for that? Like, what did I miss? Because I don't pay attention to details like that.
I don't think she was ever Ty Conti in AEW. I just don't call her that because that's who she was in NXT. But her real name is Tayanara Mello, I believe. Or
now I think it'd be
Ty Mello.
Sammy's last name.
Yeah. Because I know she was Tayanara Conti in WWE. Then when she went to the Indies and everywhere else, she was Ty Conti. And I could have sworn when she first started in AEW, she was Ty Conti. And then she later on became Ty Mello. So I just wanted to make sure I wasn't imagining shit.
Damn it, Vince.
Sorry,
she was Tay Conti, but when she got married, she took her last name off.
There we go.
I guess that still doesn't make sense.
Vince, spit or swallow?
Let's see. Where were we? I'm gonna look. I still can't get behind them. I'm gonna spit the MJF Day segment. I wasn't a fan of it. I know some people really enjoy it. I just am not a fan of MJF. He doesn't do it for me, and I don't really care that he's doing something with Jungle Boy. I don't even really think I care about any of the pillars at the moment. But I'm interested in the pillars match. If they do the pillars fatal 4-way match for the title, that'd be cool. But I don't really care how we get there. I don't really care about the foreplay of that match setup. I just want to see it.
Vince hates foreplay. It's canon.
No, we dispelled that. Remember?
Continue.
But yeah, it's just mostly that. I just wasn't a fan of the MJF Day stuff. I didn't really care. I just didn't really care.
I disagree with you hard about MJF. However, I agree with you about the segment. I'm spitting the fact that Max thought he could ruin my special day by having it dedicated to himself in Long Island. I'm spitting the fact that all of those idiots from Long Island were booing Jungle Boy, who was clearly the babyface, because they attacked Max. I'm spitting the stupid fucking musical performance that began and ended that segment. I was not a fan of any of that segment, but specifically because Max tried to take my 36th birthday and make it about him, because as Katie said, he's a rat fucking bastard.
He's everyone's favorite rat bastard.
Except for Vince.
Yeah, except for me. But I'm special.
Rude.
Jesus loved penises from heaven?
It's pennies.
No, I think I said it right.
No.
Jesus loves penises from heaven.
I
mean, he is Jesus.
And it is Easter Sunday. It's Good Friday. Well, technically it's Saturday now, but it was Good Friday.
It's been Saturday for almost 2 hours for me. So
listen, you're in the fucking future and it doesn't count. All right.
Yeah, you're damn right.
When you're on this show, it's motherfucking CST. You got to live in the past with the rest of us. If you know what, Katie,
Matt,
that was a very interesting face you made.
I hate you. I already know where this is going.
Do you?
I might.
Earlier today, I took my dog for a walk, and I took Zoe for a walk, and she wanted to go to the park, and we had to get back home, and she made the exact same face as me. Luckily, though, I have dog.com, so it made that walk really easy with Ozzy and Zoe together. Dog.com is my online dog supply and shopping information destination. Everything my dog needs and your dog needs, from toys to treats and food, is available, including collars and leashes for those walks. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for my furry friend and yours. So if you go to dog.creationworld.com and receive up to 64% off your order today, you can go to dog.creationworld.com and again, receive up to 64% off your order today. That link is also in the description. You thought I was going to Adam and Eve, and you were wrong.
Yeah, because you're a sicko, and I really thought you were going to.
I could have said, if you want to make those faces in the bedroom, Katie, we have a place that you can go, and that place is adamandeve.com, which is the nation's largest marketer of adult products with millions of satisfied customers, including you, making those faces in the bedroom. In the United States and all over the world, founded in 1971, Adam and Eve is also one of the oldest names in the rapidly evolving adult industry. For more than 50 years, they have built up a reputation as a trusted and reliable adult toy store that takes pleasure and privacy seriously. So even though you're making those faces here, no one will know you're making them at home. When you want to shop erotic toys, Adam and Eve has it all. Men, women, straight, gay, anywhere in between. Not leaving you out. Adam and Eve has the adult toys you're looking for, including but not limited to vibrators, dildos, anal sex toys, bondage toys, couples toys, lubes, sexy gifts, and accessories. Unlike other adult toy stores, Adam and Eve stands behind all their products and offers a no questions asked return policy. So whether you bought a dildo or sex swing or a penis ring, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. So go to adamandeve.creationworld.com and use code erotica to receive 50% off one item plus free shipping on orders of $49 or more. That is adamandeve.creationworld.com. Use code erotica, 50% off one item. Link is in the description. Go buy sex toys. Use our code, please.
Are you gonna use our code and get more sex toys, man?
I've already used it twice.
Have you gotten a penis ring?
Yes, I have.
Okay, let me know, because I've never had one, and I'm just kind of curious.
You guys can talk about that elsewhere.
I think this is the perfect show to talk about that.
I think this is a terrible time to talk about it.
Well, while we're talking about sex toys and everything, Katie, spit or swallow.
I hate that I was the transition there.
You were always the transition. It's just you gave me shit about Adam and Eve, so it had to be that.
I also made sure you got all of your ad reads in. You're welcome.
You did. Thank you.
I'm gonna swallow Anna Jay versus Julia Hart. It happened on Rampage.
Oh, okay. That makes way more sense.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy. I was
Crazy.
looking at my AEW notes. I'm like, did I fast forward through it?
Don't watch Rampage. Julia Hart got the win. She was the Mist. I love Julia Hart. Spooky little witch. I love her to pieces. Anna Jay, this was her first match back, I think, since the brutal match. I don't know what they called it, the street fight type-esque match where she broke her ribs. So I think this was her first match back. I loved it. I just love the fact that they kind of teased it. I might have been on Dark or something because Anna Jay. What?
You said tease, so I was teasing.
I thought you were flicking.
I thought you were telling me something was wrong with my mic.
No, you're fine.
Doing it on your mic. Motherfucker. Anyways, they did stuff with Anna Jay taking Julia Hart's hat, which is a big no-no. You don't do that, especially to witchy ladies. You don't take their hats. And so, that was basically the catalyst for their feud, and I'm honestly okay with that because I got a women's match, and it was a good one, and Julia Hart won. She's undefeated this year, so yay.
I didn't watch it, so I can't cannot agree, but I do love some Julia Hart. Chat, Bakley, Jesus, Savannah, if you're still here, anyone else that's here watching, vote now in the comments on whatever platform you're watching. While we finish the show, should the title of the show be Brody Loads Explodes, 2 girls, 1 Heritage Cup, or Braun breaks bad.
Braun Breaking Bad.
Braun Breaking Bad. Braun
Yeah.
breaks bad. Vote
A
there.
variation of the.
Vince and Katie, how many do you guys have left?
Worth talking about 1.
Okay, Vince.
Honestly, I can be done right now if you guys are done.
Okay,
I can
got
make
one
shit
more.
up.
Well, I guess I got 2 more. But I'll just mention it real quick because Cage My IQ picked it. Noam Dar showed up. I don't really give a fuck about the Scottish Supernova over on NXT. However, he brought the Heritage Cup back, and I am interested to see how NXT will utilize that. So that is kind of a swallow because they didn't really bring anything from NXT UK except most of the wrestlers to take up the roster, but none of the championships or anything like that. We didn't have any, buddy bring any of that. So bringing that from NXT UK with Noam Dar is interesting. I'd like to see a women's Heritage Cup so that I could legit have 2 girls, 1 cup in NXT. That's
I knew
a
you were
goal.
gonna squeeze in that joke.
But right now, Brody Loads Explodes is absolutely winning the poll.
Brody, not how you spelled it, and it's bothering me.
What?
They're spelling it like Brody Lee, not combining Cody and
Brock and Cody.
Brock.
Yeah, well.
So
Also,
Brody.
isn't it
Like
Loads
Jack.
spelled the way that Matt spelled it was Lodes? Like,
Yeah, because that's how Cody spells Rhodes.
yeah, okay. That's
Lana
what I figured.
Rhodes spells it Loades or Rhoades. So
You're-
yeah.
I'm with you there, Matt. If I'm allowed to add to that,
Okay.
because they added the Heritage Cup, and it happened during the fantastic Dragon Lee versus Nathan Frazier match. Which, by the way, I love Nathan Frazier and Dragon Lee. I feel like as much as I appreciate the aesthetics of it all, I think he might need to size up on his gear. But he has
No,
a
it's
great
his
team.
thing.
I know it's his thing. That's just like right there for us to see.
That's the point.
I guess that's Vince's thing, though.
I think you're swallowing
Not
everything
anymore.
Mexican this week, Vince,
I know, but
including Dragon Lee and his dick print.
I forgot about specifically highlighting the dick print and the theme song and the match because it slapped.
It's messed
Okay.
up.
Also, Nathan Frazier. Shout out.
Baby Seth Rollins.
Maybe
Lucha
Seth.
Dragon Bruce Lee versus Nathan Frazier was great.
Baby Seth Rollins.
Katie, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna swallow Billy Starks, who fought Jade at Battle of the Belts. 6. There's been 6. Can we talk about this for a second? There's been 6 Battle of the Belts. For what reason? I don't know. Has any title changed hands on said show? I don't fucking think so. If someone wants to check me, they definitely can. Why we do that? I don't know. Especially when you have Taya Valkyrie lined up for Jade. Whatever. It was stupid. But I love Billy Starks. She's 18, still in school, went to her prom, and then wrestled the next night. She is a beast. I love her. She was one of the people. This was probably one of the longer matches Jade has had in AEW. I almost said WWE. In AEW, so I'm okay with that. I mean, start building Jade more instead of just these stupid squash matches, or say fuck the 55-0, fuck her 457-day title reign, and put the belt on someone else because it's stupid. That doesn't count, Savannah.
That was actually my last swallow, Katie, was specifically Jade and the Taya Jade sit down where Taya Valkyrie was all like, listen, that move existed before you showed up, and you're not going to pull some frivolous Monster Energy bullshit lawsuit on me. Suck it up. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. And Jade being like, we'll see you in court. It was the only thing I caught from Rampage, but I caught it and I enjoyed it. And Taya Valkyrie so far in AEW has far impressed me beyond what Taya Valkyrie showed me in NXT. So maybe it was the booking, maybe it was whatever, but this is way better than what they were giving me in NXT. Frankie Monet sucked balls. Taya Valkyrie has balls.
It was because she was with Robert Stone. That's why.
So yeah, that was my last swallow. Vince, spit or swallow? You got anything left?
Fuck the team of Liv and Raquel, because I don't like them being a tag team. Liv deserves better, and Raquel should be chilling at catering.
And fuck Shotzi Blackheart taking an L. Spitting
That too.
Shotzi Blackheart taking another L because she's saddled with Natty. Vince likes it because they have a stupid fucking name. Listen, Raquel and Natalya makes perfect sense as a tag team. Liv and Shotzi makes way more sense as a tag team. Who decided that we should divide these tag teams this way? I don't know, but I'm going to say it. You're fucking stupid. You have no idea how to pair women. What are you thinking? Pairing these women together. They don't go together. They don't make sense. And if you're, she's a Neidhart and she's,
Blackheart.
Shotzi Blackheart, so they could be the Blackheart. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, the only somewhat acceptable part of that was the little promo that Shotzi cut before she had to go out and take the loss.
When she
to
called
make that
themselves
tag
the
team-
ballsy baddies.
Yes, exactly.
You know what? If she teamed up with Liv, they could be called the ballsy baddies.
Mm-hmm. So, if nobody has anything else, it looks like Brody Loads wins the vote for title Vince.
Yep.
Do
I
I
was
need
rooting
to
for that
text
one, to
you?
be honest.
I was gonna say, do I need to text you the correct spelling of that so you get it right?
BRODYLODES.
Correct. Brody Loads explodes. Thank you guys for joining us. If you guys are watching us over on Twitch, we appreciate it here at twitch.tv/Creation World. Come check us out Monday through Friday for Creation Conversation and an ever rotating cast that features everyone you see here and more, including Mara and Travis and all of that. Also, if you're watching us over at youtube.com/Creation World, we appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. Hit that notification bell. It's free. You'll know when we go live. You can catch Katie and I tomorrow night right here for Getting Off, talking Evil Dead, kicking off Evil Dead month in April. Thank you for sticking with us all the way to the finish, Savannah. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Matt Ridders, at MATTRIDDER only, also at Getting Off. If you want to talk horror movie stuff, hit me up over there. Go check that out. Get in the conversation and get ready for Getting Off tomorrow. I'm not plugging everything Creation World because this isn't the Creation Conversation, so we don't have to do all that. I'm not making this super long outro, but what I will plug is Pornhub.com, which is my favorite place for you guys to watch us after the fact. Pornhub.com/model/Creation World. Go there, watch. Also subscribe there if you have a Pornhub subscription. You want to join us, that's free. You can get one of those. And check out all our stuff. We do have exclusive content coming there, including a watch along of Evil Head featuring, again, Katie and I and some guests. Vince, where can they find you?
Well, I'm gonna take this opportunity to say that you guys should go check out the Get Show podcast. We did the Get Show Hall of Fame as the sweaty session this week. We did our own special categories aside from the traditional male-female category. It was fun. So go to @Get Show Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Hit the link tree there and listen to the episode. That's where you can find me if you enjoy all my shenanigans on Smackin' It Raw. I shenanigan a little bit more on Wednesdays with Justin and Benji. And also, shout out to Benji. Happy birthday.
Katie, where can they find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at KatieRasson13. Link dream about to go. Think Sheely Showcase. Twitch.tv/Sheely Showcase. Typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish, give or take. YouTube.com/Sheely Showcase. Watch the videos. They're way more entertaining. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you want to listen, Sheely Showcase is the brand and the weekly show. There's a new episode out inside the mind of an interview series I do. A new episode will be out and recorded on Monday, so you can check that out. Matt is very excited for who it is.
I can't wait to
won't,
find out.
I won't say because I'm kind of just, I want it to be a surprise for when it comes out. I don't know. I'm on a bunch of fucking shows. You can find me anywhere at this point. I do a lot.
I will say only fans of the Smackin' It Raw podcast are going to know who this is when this comes out.
Mm-hmm.
For the Shaman of Shelit and the Pornhub Poppy, I am the Warden. This has been your #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin It Raw Podcast.
Later, y'all.
To be fair, Bakley, I'm pretty sure, except for 2 people, every Inside the Mind of has been a former guest of the show.
That's...
And I tried to get those 2 people on the show, and they just didn't want to get back to me. They're Katie's besties, but
yeah,
they weren't feeling.
Which, like, it's not for everybody. It's fair.
No, this is family-friendly entertainment.
This is not.
This is 100%
This is the
family-friendly
type of
entertainment.
entertainment night show.
Bakley, you should watch this Saturday mornings with your children. They have no souls. They'll be fine.
Well, that's true. They're gingers.
Let me be right
Well, we
back.
don't know. We
Check
don't know
out
if his kids are
Melissa.
gingers.
Yeah, go ahead.
We don't know. It could end up being like the recessive gene, and they don't get the ginger hair. We don't know.
That's true.
Split squares and shit. I don't know.
I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong. Like, Katie, do I need to like just randomly bring?
Say what? Say what?
Because you don't laugh like you used to when you're on the show anymore, and it makes me sad. You've got a scowl on your face the last few weeks. What am I not funny anymore? It's kind of making me self-conscious.
You're funny. I'm gonna pull a classic one here. It's not you, it's me.
Oh, I hate that. That means it's me.
Also, Jesus said, "I lost my smile." That's also kind of true.
Heartbreak kid.
I mean, we do share-
LMAO, my kids are not gingers. Fair enough.
HBK and I are birthday twinsies, so it does make sense.
I really thought that ginger gene would be dominant.
Well, I don't. No. I mean, it would also depend on like if his wife is a legit ginger. I don't know. Again, biology, Punnett squares, they were a thing I learned in high school. Recessive genes and whatnot. I retained information.
Is Bakley not a legit ginger?
No, Bakley is. He's just saying
kids
that his kids aren't, which means the gene is not dominant.
Yeah.
Well, we all knew
It's
that
recessive.
Bakley wasn't a dominant gene, you know. So, I mean, it's not a surprise.
Wow.
He'll dominate you incoming in 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, wow.
There we go.
There might be more of a delay than that, but his ex-wife
Yeah.
was a brunette, so
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Hey,
I
I
didn't
mean-
mean to get into a touchy subject there. Let me move on. Speaking of birthday twins, though, Matt, how great is it to find out that you share a birthday with Dom Mysterio?
No, so I
How
was
we
right.
talked about that, and I'm like, that's the only wrestler I don't give a fuck about. DDP and Charlotte, I share a birthday with them. Dom, I could give 2 shits.
It was Charlotte's birthday on Wednesday too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Interesting. I didn't care for that.
Everybody's birthday.
I would take
Everybody's
Charlotte over Dom 5 days a week.
Nah,
Honestly,
give me Dom
same.
7 days out of the week and twice on Sundays.
I'd take
Hey,
Dom on
Broadcast.
Tuesdays.
I still don't know who's my birthday twin because
Look it up.
Yeah,
How
just
can I
Google it?
what Russell's
Literally Google what wrestler has the birthday of insert birthday here.
Dun, dun, dun. Katie, the reason I was giggling had nothing to do with what Vince was saying. The reason I cracked up there was because I was about to say, and I prepare yourself. You ready? Remember that thing that I did that one time and I just hit you with it? You didn't know it was coming, and something like that's coming. I was like, Katie's a bastard brunette.
Sure. Well, now I'm a redhead, but my roots, I do need to dye my hair. My roots are growing.
Naturally brunette.
Naturally, yes, I am a brunette. Which I don't know what gene that would be because my mom's a natural blonde and my dad had, I think, black hair. So I guess it would be the recessive gene if I became a brunette.
Dude, genes are insane. All right. So my parents are
On
both
its
brunettes.
squares.
My parents are both brunettes, brown eyes, right?
Okay.
My mom's sister has blonde hair, blue eyes. My sister has blonde hair, blue eyes. And my daughter has blonde hair, blue eyes. Well, kind of like a dirty blonde, but it's still blonde.
It's blonde.
Kate's a brunette. She
Mhm.
has hazel eyes. So yeah, dude, it's fucking weird. Jesus shares a birthday with Jim Duggan and Kachana Chance, and those are the only birthdays who matter on that day.
So
I'm
that means
assuming
somebody else.
he doesn't like also shares that birthday. Bakley shares his with Bobby Roode and Billy Kidman and Lindsay Dorado, who will whoop your ass for real.
Shout out
gives
to
us zero
On
fuck.
site.
Savannah's got blue pants, apparently.
It's jeans. It's a pair of jeans.
Jeans. Okay.
There, get with the joke. There you go.
Okay, so
On its squares.
I share the only ones that are notable because there were some wrestlers that I never heard of. I think they're like indie wrestlers or something. But I share a birthday with Ahmed Johnson and Drew McIntyre. Big meaty men.
Oh, nice.
Dari.
Yeah.
Bakley is apparently just a fuck ton of recessive genes. He's got the red hair, the green eyes, and left-handed. So, like,
Oh my god.
He got.
Wait,
do you have an older brother, Bakley? Did you just get what was left over after he took all the good shit?
That's fucked up.
Bakley, I have a question for you. I've never asked a left-handed person this before. So you know how like they make about when you masturbate, like with a right-handed person, it's like, oh, you're gonna have a fun night with your left hand. Do you still do it with your left hand, or do you do it with your right hand to like make it?
Well, if he's left-handed, he does it with his left hand, Vince. The stranger is just the other hand.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like when you have to do a stranger, do you go with the right hand? Does that feel odd?
Yeah, why would he do it with his dominant? Anyway, apparently Savannah got shared on her birthday in a hot rod.
What?
No.
Is that? Did I not read that right?
She shares her birthday with Roddy Piper. Hot Rod.
I do not see Roddy Piper in there at all. I
I
swear to
know
God.
that's who she means.
Okay. I read I got shared on my birthday in a hot rod.
It's
I had questions.
You're adding words to that sentence.
Yes, we go with the non-dominant hand.
What the
for
fuck is TC doing here?
Pop it in to let you know. They go with the non-dominant hand.
Damn it.
Oh wait, that confirms that TC is left-handed. Shout out to TC and the lefty side of things. Where did TC come from? Is this his first comment?
Just now? Yeah,
That's
literally
crazy.
just now.
He was probably here. He likes
he
to lurk and
lurks.
pop in every now and then.
He lurks. We appreciate it.
He
doesn't
might
know
have
my
just
shit,
shown
though.
up to hear the rant.
Maybe, and then stay for the rest.
Why not? We're entertaining as shit. I tell Katie that all the time when she makes those faces that make it look like we're not entertaining.
It's the white people smile.
There's a way people smile.
Oh,
There's
there
white people smile.
definitely is a white people smile.
Yeah.
It's not.
And I
showing-
guarantee you've gotten it.
Oh yeah, you definitely have. It's literally just Vince. You have to be watching to get it here. I'm gonna do it. It's basically just that's it.
Oh, I do that to people.
And with like the little hand, like hi. And Justin showed up too.
It's
What
the
up?
Stephanie McMahon smile.
Just while I've got you here, are you coming tomorrow
I think
to
he
the show?
said- I think he said no.
Oh, really?
Well, he said a bunch of Easter stuff and then Jay's wedding next weekend.
Right.
Shout out to Jay, lovely man. Met
But
him
Easter
at the
stuff
post
is on Sunday, so like, the fuck's I got to do with Saturday?
I don't know. Justin.
Maybe it's a
yo, my
Filipino
bad,
thing.
work
where
and
they
other
celebrate
shit killing
Easter
me.
on Saturday.
I might have to pass this weekend and next weekend. A lot of Easter fam stuff this weekend, and for next weekend, yeah, you are not skipping a porn watch along for a man who does not acknowledge me as his tribal chief, Justin.
Oh my god.
That was a little aggressive.
Jay refusing to do my show for fucking 5 years is a little fucking aggressive.
Does it grind your gears that I've met Jay before you?
I don't want to meet Jay. Fuck Jay.
Uso?
No, I would though. He's hot.
I would. On site. Anyways,
Wait, who are you
Justin
talking
said-
about? Jay Uso or Jay Getcho?
Jay Uso. The fuck?
We're talking about. Well, she's talking about Jay from Get Show. I was also saying Jay Uso when I was talking. Or sorry, she was talking about Jay Uso. I was
Yes.
too when we were talking about actually fucking him. But the fuck Jay was his bullshit for 6 years.
He also said he's been waiting for this
6 hours.
6 hours. He has been waiting for this response.
TC just got in from Super Mario. Justin wants to know how the Mario movie was. That is what he's asking because I speak fluent Justin now.
I do
the
too.
The Mario movie was dash TC.
I have to read it twice to make sure, but I'm
I
fluent
think
in it.
all three of us are fucking fluent in Justin.
I'm in a group chat with Justin. I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 group chats with Justin in it. So I kind of have to.
I'm just in too many group chats in general.
Same here. I got added to the Wednesday Night Wallop Facebook Messenger group chat for some reason.
Facebook.
Shout out to Wednesday Night Wallop. That's why group chats though.
What?
Actually, it looks like Justin's been waiting about 12 hours for that reaction because it says he posted at 12:14 p.m.
Yeah, this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I even waited a little bit to respond because I really thought you were gonna say something. So I was like, okay, I'll respond.
Here's the problem. I do everything from my phone, and I'm logged into 3 accounts on Twitter on my phone. I'm logged into @MattRitter. I'm logged into Creation World and getting off. And the only people that really talk to me and get it and the @MattRitter. So yeah, the only people that talk to me on getting off also talk to me @MattRitter. So it's sometimes I forget to go back there and check because I've been talking to you guys, so it feels like I'm in the same group chat.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Core 4.
Which I need to know if you want a different quote. So
no, why would I want a different coat? I told you exactly what I wanted.
Well, Justin said he wanted a different one, so I was just making sure everybody either wants a different one or the same one.
Well, I think everyone wants their own quote, but my quote was the one that you used that I gave you. That's the one I said I wanted.
Well, because it was the first.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yesterday, when you were doing your show and you said your birthday present's in the mail, I thought you were talking to me, and I thought it was a Core 4 shirt, and I got really excited. And then Savannah said that, or acted like it was for her, and then I was confused, and I was just gonna let her have it, but I was hoping it was for me.
Well, I wanted to. Well, so I'm gonna get them all shipped to me, and then I'm gonna mail them out. I think. Or I mean, it doesn't.
Address.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I also need the new address, anyways. But yeah, I wanted to just confirm everything before I start sending them out. Yeah. I also kind of want to get one for myself first to make sure it actually looks good.
Well, you've gotten stuff from Teespring before. Are you not?
I'm not doing it on Teespring.
That's right.
Where are you doing it on?
Custom Ink.
I've never heard of it. That's interesting.
That's one of the more popular shirt design websites. A lot of team sports and shit use Custom Ink.
Oh, it should be good then.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll do everything. Okay. Next week I'll get everything finalized. Reek will be here tomorrow, so I'll ask him.
It didn't even dawn on me that you couldn't send me my gift because you didn't have my address.
That's
I definitely thought you would. I definitely thought you were talking to me, and I got all excited. I was like, "I'm getting my Core 4 shirt. It's gonna be here soon." And you're talking to fucking Savannah.
Well, I'm sorry.
Sad face.
All right. Well, when you
see it, but that Rob Schamberger picture is up on the wall behind that chair there. You can just see it poking over the chair just a little bit. But yeah, it's on the wall underneath Freddie, and then there are 3 Freddie hands right in front of it.
Freddy Krueger?
No, Freddie Mercury hands. I've got 3 Freddie Mercury hands, and they're all in the. I'm not going to go there anyway. Almost said
it. Stop it. Yeah, don't worry. I will send them out. I might do them one at a time. It's gonna cost me a little bit to send these out, but it's worth it. I will do yours first. I will do yours first because it is your birthday as this time frame. So
I was gonna say Reek got inside the. Why is my voice fucked up? Hold on. Yeah, right.
There you go. Hydrate a little.
It sounded like I just got done sucking a dick. Reek got inside the mine first. I get the Core 4 shirt first.
Fine. Fine.
Wait,
Plus-
Rick has an Inside the Mind shirt?
No, he got to do Inside the Mind of first because he was the advocate, but I was the special counsel.
You didn't become special counsel until recently, though.
I feel like it's been longer than you realize.
It was an unofficial official thing. Unspoken thing.
Yeah. Well, that too.
She's giving you
was
like that smile, like, yeah, but not really.
Yeah, the white people smile. Not quite
That's
the white
also
people smile.
a white people smile. That's like the cringy white people smile. It's just like it's the uncomfy smile. I do that one a lot. I'm uncomfy all the time.
I agree with that.
I was thinking about this earlier. This is going on my 3rd year of podcasting.
Dude, that's cool. Like including your time in Smack Raw?
August of this year hits 3 years. Because I started in
Nice.
2020.
July of this year hits 6 years.
Well, you've been doing it double me.
I am 10 years older than you, and
I was just
I've
gonna
podcasted
say.
twice as long as you. Yes.
Let me see. When did I start? This is
I
a
don't
good
know.
question.
Didn't you?
Smackin' It
Kevin
Raw
start
because that's
sometime?
all that matters. About 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was actually over 2 years ago, back in January.
You have to do where you started originally.
I know, but my Smackin' It Raw official introduction as a member was in January, but prior to that, I was already doing shows because I was so available on Friday nights that I was like, yeah, I'd rather do this than go on Smack Raw and do the SmackDown recap.
I think I
And
did.
then
Plus, you
Matt
were
would
getting
always
off too
show up.
late.
So what?
Plus, you were getting off a little later than they wanted to go anyway.
Yeah, they wanted to go right after SmackDown, like half an hour after SmackDown, and I was getting off for work at like 11. So we were doing Smackin' It Raw at like 11:30 since we weren't live streaming. So we were able to like start later. And then also too, you would help with NXT because 9 times out of 10, either RN couldn't do it, Jay Thunder couldn't do it. And then I'm like, well, I'll be home like at 11. Do you want to do it, Matt? You know, you and me? And you said, yeah, let's do it. And then that's how we bonded.
That's how we did it for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, we did it on the first time on March Madness, which, by the way, you've been on every single show now. And I feel like I have to keep you on every show now. I feel like it's our thing. It's like our it's kind of like when you visit your first date, coffee shop or something.
So I was going through Facebook and I got all the family members and friends and everything wish me happy birthday.
Mhm.
One person who I know from Xbox, have not talked to in years, instead of happy birthday with everyone else, just posted suck a dick, Matt. And I don't know if that was like he's mad at me because we haven't talked in years, or if that's just the relationship that we had prior to us not talking in years.
And you don't remember.
So I just kind of used a laughing emoji and said, good to hear from you too. And he didn't say anything back. So now I'm starting to think the suck a dick Matt was he's mad at me for something. But I have no idea what it is.
Is this the one with the mom? Or-
No, he's
Is-
no longer
is-
with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like in that kind of way? Like in the Al Wilson kind of way?
Yes, in an Al Wilson kind of way.
Oh, man.
And I took that personally.
I did. I mean, not at
Have you-
first, but then when he didn't respond back or even like it, then like when he didn't like the comment or like respond back, then I was like, okay, now I'm taking that personally because now that feels like a real suck a dick and not just like a suck a dick. It's your birthday.
Like,
So it was the Matt Ritter, Michael Jordan meme, and I took that personally.
That's
Yes.
literally what Jesus said.
Where's the emojis? I can't do it on my laptop. Only on my phone. Let's see. So I think it's been 4 years in September, I think.
I have no idea when you started. I mean, I'm assuming you talked about it on your Inside the Mind of. So if you go back and listen to your Inside the Mind of about how you got into podcasting, I'm sure.
I don't like going back and watching my own things. It's like a weird thing where like I don't really like listening.
I have all my
You got
notes.
notes.
Well, yeah, I write all my notes down for all the Inside the Mind ofs, and just in general. Fuck are you? They're also not in order, and that kind of irritates me. So I kind of need to do that too, but it's a lot of fucking work.
If I'm not
Okay,
mistaken,
I didn't write that answer down, so that's on me.
So
that was back when I was only writing like a few answers. Now I write the answers to literally everything. I'm terrible host.
So my official first podcast episode I did was like a weekly recap of like wrestling stuff, and it was me and Colin, Kyle, and Sebastian on September 9th. They wanted me to do the All Outs like recap, but I was actually going to All Out. So I'm like, I'm not going to go and do a podcast right after the fucking show. I'm going to go hang out with my friends and get food. So that was the first time I did it. And the first time I hosted was the Clash of Champions predictions on the 13th of September. So
Okay.
September, I make 4 years podcasting.
Well, congratulations.
I'm a
to both of
4-year-old.
you.
I'm almost a kindergartner.
Vince is only a little older than Katie, and I'm fucking ancient.
I'm a toddler.
You're a toddler.
If I'm turning 3, I'm a toddler. So that's just how this works.
Yeah, I only have a year over on Katie in the podcasting realm.
That's why I always said you guys are like my kids.
And I also said I respect you more than my own father. So
She does.
I don't see you as a father figure, Matt. I kind of just see you as like either an older brother or just like a really close older cousin, or just like a really, really close friend. Like you're one of my
Well, that's
best
because
friends.
you have a real father figure, Vince. So
Oh my
like,
god.
all right.
you're
That's
not
enough.
looking for that in your life, all right?
I'm not.
Though
touching
I
that.
will say, given the chance, I would love to beat you with a shoe.
With a fucking chocolate.
Not my Crocs. Oh man.
Fuck you.
I know what I forgot to spit. I was gonna spit fucking. Well, I was gonna gargle. Tony Khan doing another stupid announcement, swallowing the fact that they're going to Wembley. I'm always down for any stuff in the UK or anything across the pond. I think that's cool. But I didn't like the fact that they were calling it All In, because that was kind of like the whole indie thing. That
All in it, bruv.
well, they should change it to that. Add the whole
That's
thing.
what the internet. See, that's what the internet's calling it. So it's all that matters.
All in it. That's
All
what.
in
What?
But they can't call it All Out because All Out is a Chicago's exclusive pay-per-view. And I'm going to give them props because they said that All Out would always be in Chicago. And everyone's like, oh, that's bullshit. I want to.
They're going back to back.
You're not. Maybe. Bowen said some shit, but we have no confirmation. And I don't know if he was trolling or not. So I'm not taking Bowen's word for it.
I really don't think he was trolling.
But because they acknowledged Chicago as their tribal chief and made that their WrestleMania, and I will say it's their WrestleMania, not Double or Nothing, a Chicago exclusive pay-per-view. Because honestly, Warren kind of talked about this. They never said that All In was a pay-per-view. They never once called it a pay-per-view.
Yes. No, I get that. Let me be more specific. All In
Sunday.
All In was just
on
like
a Sunday, yeah.
Okay.
That's usually when their pay-per-views are.
All In was such a cool event, and it felt like kind of like a melting pot, a potluck of pro wrestling in the indies and other promotions, aside from WWE and maybe even Impact. I'm not sure about that. I felt like it should have been its own little thing in Pocket Universe. Either they had their pay-per-view be All In, but they called it All Out, you know? And I don't know, I feel like they're just kind of like using that, like they're trying to cash in on that name. And I kind of like, they try to make it seem like, oh, you know, like Cody Rhodes and the Elite, they pioneered this thing. They had their vision, and now they're going to continue their vision. I was like, no, they're not. This is your thing. You're just trying to cash in on what they created.
What if they have a bunch of British indies or European indies displayed at the show? What I was getting at was, even though it's 7 p.m. on a Sunday, they haven't told us if it's going to be available for us to purchase outside of, or if they're just going to go do a show. Like, we don't know that we can get it on Fight or anything. They haven't announced that yet.
True.
So while probably going to happen, you might just get All Out, and this may just be a thing for the people over Britain. I'll hear you, Vince. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
I'll be okay if that's the case, because I'm really not trying to fucking pay $100 for 2 pay-per-views back to back.
Oh, I never pay for AEW pay-per-views, which is why I don't watch them. Which is why I was so upset. Where like I really hope they don't spike the pay-per-view prices on Peacock, because if they do that, I'm really not watching. Yeah, I'm not watching any wrestling pay-per-views that way. So All Out, 3 out of the 4 times that they've had it has been in Chicago. Well, not Chicago, in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, because it's not Chicago. In 2020, they had it in Jacksonville. But I think that was mostly because of the pandemic.
Because COVID.
Yeah. That's the only reason why.
And that doesn't even count.
I think they should do United.
They didn't even have fans.
Yeah, that's true. If they do All Out again in Chicago, I do want them to try to book United Center because it's such a bigger venue. Personally,
I don't know what their plan is. I really just hope that it's not just back-to-back weeks. Like, I feel like that's the dumbest thing you could do. Yeah. And Bakley was like, if they do back-to-back, it's an easy way to split up the million matches they do. True, but
why do you make me yell at you, Vince?
What are you talking about?
What'd you do now?
Yeah.
You're from here. You know that because nobody outside of this place knows what the fuck anything is, we refer to everything as Chicago. If it is the Chicagoland area, it is Chicago.
That's
how we do it. I gave Jesus shit for being like, it's actually in Hoffman. I'm like, nobody knows what the fuck Hoffman Estates is. It's fucking Chicago. Like it is in the Chicagoland area. It is in Chicago. Don't pull this, I live in the city, so I'm cool, and I'm going to say that only in... No.
No, that's not what I'm doing. I don't really care about that necessarily. I was just reading what it said on the Wikipedia. I was just like, well, it's not Chicago. It says Hoffman Estates.
Well, yeah, because if people like try to fucking look it up and put Chicago and then that address in, they're not going to end up at the fucking stadium. But it's Chicago.
No. It's not Chicago, but...
You're not Chicago.
I'm not Chicago.
I'm not Chicago.
Not Chicago. I'm Latino World Order for life.
That's when people say that shit.
Yeah. Of course you do. Justin got into it with, I think his dad about like the whole, like, oh, this isn't Chicago and stuff. Like they shouldn't call it Chicago this. And then Justin was like, no, I think it's just called the suburbs of Chicago. It's like, no, it's not suburbs of Chicago. And then Justin was like, why are you killing the messenger? I'm just saying what it says online. He got into it, and I didn't want to like laugh because it seemed like it was a serious thing that he was frustrated about, but I'm just like, shit, it's not that deep.
I feel like that's you calling everything Chicago is like it happens a lot of places. Like I said, it's Pittsburgh too. It's if you're not from downtown, or as people from here, downtown, like I'm 20 minutes from outside of downtown, but I say I'm from Pittsburgh because nobody knows suburbs and nobody knows all of that other stuff. Why am I?
That's for Jesus.
Why am I being tagged? I'm not from Chicago.
Did I get tagged? That's weird. I didn't get a notification.
We all got tagged.
See, it's not you. I'm not muting or blocking you. I just don't get notifications when I get tagged on things. I say I'm from Chicago, but I actually live in the suburbs, 45 minutes away. I'm not liking
it because I'm not from Chicago.
I'm liking it, I'm retweeting it, and I'm putting down an emoji that says facts. Just to stir up the pot.
There's no pot to be stirred.
Chicagoland area.
Chicagoland area, sure, but not Chicago. I'm only doing this because you're so annoyed by it that I'm just doing it. If you weren't so annoyed by it, I would.
I mean, he can add himself back, but he's getting up. He's leaving.
What?
I live in a different state than Philadelphia, and I say I'm from that area. Well, if I was in Jersey, I'd say I'm from Philly too.
Oh, okay. I was like, where the fuck are you from then? If you're saying you're from Philly's not a better. Listen, Philly's not even that better of an option.
Well, that's because you're from the pits of Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Delburg, the better part of the state.
Where are all the Quakers at? That's what I want to know.
North. Amish. The Amish are up north.
Philly's a city, not a state. That's true. But Chicago's a city, not a state. Like, what's the point?
Listen, you can call it Pittsburgh, but it's Philadelphia, so it doesn't really fucking matter, does it, Bagley? I can go with this argument all day. I have friends who are from Philly or near Philly.
I wonder if Vince is going to come back, or if he.
I don't know.
Because I don't know why he left it up. So like we could still like
I can't see him.
Does he know that I could just add his living room back, and now we can see? He has no idea.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, what if he walked out and he didn't have pants on?
I got scared. I thought that was gonna happen, and I was gonna have to burn my eyes. Yes, I am familiar with Blue Slide Park. I haven't gone, but I know where it is. That's Mac Miller turf, baby.
What is that? Is that a gaming chair back there?
It looks like it.
Little floor gaming chairs.
I hate those. I had one once.
Like,
it was awful.
I'm assuming it's for guests, because like if you have a couch, why would you sit in that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, true.
I just forgot everything I was going to say when you added him back. You got a little pop toy wall back there.
Yeah. I got all mine, but you can't even see it. It's not even all of them. It's all my wrestling ones.
Before he finds out that I've added him back and he does something that he's going to get mad at me for, I'll take him back out. But
ow. Oh, my fucking shoulder hurts. I don't want to go move people tomorrow.
Did you answer that question? Are you familiar with the Blue Slide Park?
I am, yes.
Does it have a blue slide?
It does, yes.
Is that why it's called Blue Slide Park?
Yes.
That's basic as fuck.
It's not the actual name, but Mac Miller did an album called Blue Slide Park, and they basically are called it's basically just called that now. It wasn't originally.
Okay. Like, is it a giant blue slide, or is it just like a regular park with a blue slide? Is there something special about this slide?
Let me find a picture of it, and I'll send it to you.
Or is this like blue pants?
No, blue pants. You mean Leva Bates?
Yes.
Which blew my mind.
Or jeans, if we go back to the chat from earlier.
Squid's got jeans. Not blues. Blue Slide Park. See, they knew. Oh, yeah, they really did change it. I actually was kind of just bullshitting. They really did change it. Alright, so this is. Hold on. I'm sending it. Well, saving it. Hold on.
The Rocky statue's gone now, right?
I don't know. It's the other side of the state, homie.
Bagley? Well, Jesus Christ, Katie. I know if the bean was missing, and I'm in a suburb 45 minutes away. We added you back, by the way, and we just kind of checked out your setup a little bit, and then I was like, shit, if he like does something that he doesn't want on camera and he's gonna be pissed, I better remove him. But I did. I'm like, I don't know if he's coming back. He does know I could just add the video back, just like we can watch him doing whatever he's doing in the background, right?
Yeah, I understand you can do that. I just didn't figure you would.
Oh, I absolutely did because I didn't know if you're coming back or not.
No, I was. I just kind of used that opportunity to go take another bathroom break, and also just kind of check on Melissa because she's in pain right now.
Did
Did
you
you
know
know that?
it runs in your genes?
Jesus.
It's from The Last of Us.
Yeah, I know, which is why I threw my pencil because.
Oh, come on. It's the joke that made Joel smile, damn it.
Listen, so my wife constantly tells me that I'm not funny, but
I
will
know.
laugh at the dumbest shit ever. And it's always puns. And I look at her and I'm like, you don't find me fucking funny, but this is what like makes you die laughing. This shit. And of course, it runs in your genes. Dad jokes and puns. That's her funny bone.
I love a good dad joke. I really thought that said that shit pooped me, and I got very confused. Don't
Puns.
laugh at me. I love a good pun.
Okay. Question. Puns are
Okay.
square emojis. I
Oh,
guess.
there it's this emoji.
Oh, I can't see it
Chef's
on my
kiss.
end. Where was I going with this? So I was already thinking about this like last week before they even announced it on WWE. But I was like, if they announce another draft, I'm like, let me ask Katie and Matt if they want to do another draft.
So we can smoke you again? Oh, always.
Anyway, I want to ask you guys, if so, do you guys want to stick with the same brands or do you want to switch up a brand?
Does Matt even want to do
Yeah, does Matt even want to do a draft? I promise they won't. I promise if they release your wrestlers again, this time around, they will never invite you for a draft
Damn, that's fucked up.
because he won't want to do it. I say we
Well,
won't make.
I'm just saying it's fucked up that like the entire roster he drafted basically got released. It was
Like
very
half his
fucked up.
roster got released.
I don't even remember my rosters.
I feel like you should replace me this year.
But it's our thing.
Matt.
You should let Justin take my spot or TC or Reek. You and I have March Madness. That's enough.
The fuck is that supposed to mean? I take that as an insult.
All right,
He said,
last year, not just post-draft, but pre-draft was stressful as shit.
Okay.
Working out all of the fine-tuning and the kinks and suggestions and getting suggestions and everything shot down to get to the draft for me was already stressful. Then I draft the greatest draft of all time, and most of those people get released. And I don't get the recognition that I felt I deserved for 2 years of doing a draft for the fantastic drafts that I did. So, I think I'm good on drafts. I know that Tim King loves a fucking draft. I think if he could draft his 14 children, he would. He loves a draft so much. So there are viable options out there for people who love drafts, who I think would love to get in on this. I'm scarred from 2 years of drafts, and then you throw on the fact that WWE doesn't even know how to fucking honor the draft and how that's got me all worked up again after all this time of being okay with it. That
it's been a while since we last did one.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm good on the draft. I think you and Katie, and then a third should go forward, and you and I'll have March Madness every year.
You've been Raw is Ritter for so long.
oh, damn. He's got you there.
I made you a logo.
Raw is Ritter is why I have a child, and I don't know if I want to go through that again. So
okay,
it's time to retire Raw as Ritter.
I'm just seeing if I have any recollection of my.
Time to be wrap it up as Ritter by wrapping it up and not doing it this year.
Don't be silly. Wrap your
well,
release.
the draft is recorded. The episode's there. If you want me to actually like list off, like go back and like listen to it and take some notes, I can.
What do you mean?
Like go back, listen to the episode we recorded. The last draft we recorded, and like, actually we have proof of it because we made like graphics with like the champions and stuff
Proof of what?
of who we drafted, like just kind of like proof
I
of
don't-
who
I
was on our
honestly
roster.
don't remember like
Well, no.
any of
We did a draft, and
We did a
then
draft.
you lost the fucking draft, and then we had to do another draft. I think
that wasn't the last time. That was the time before.
Yeah, but that was the first time. I remember I said I'm scarred from 2 drafts, so we had to redraft the first one, and I had a bomb ass draft, and then you
Okay.
never made the tweets to let anyone vote on it. And you just decided that you had won. So then we made sure for the first one.
For the first
okay.
one.
All right.
So then we made sure that you tweeted that shit out for the second one. And I felt like I got disrespected by the IWC for my fucking drafts. I should have done way better. And I don't think they know what the fuck they're talking about. So that scarred me from 2. The thing that I was talking about was the negotiations between us and how we were going to do it leading up to the draft. Was
Yes, I
stressful,
understood
not the
what you meant
draft
by that part.
itself. Oh, I thought you were saying you were going to go back and listen to the episode to find out what about it stressed me out. And I'm like, no, it wasn't the draft. The draft was fine. It was the IWC disrespecting me and my amazing fucking roster, and then them all getting fucking released afterwards.
No. I meant like go back and listen to the episode to figure out who was on H's roster. But then I remember we made a graphic for it.
We didn't make graphics for like the first ones though.
Not the first ones, unfortunately. Like I wasn't tech savvy. Like that's my beat. I'll hold that. That's on me. That's my LWO moment that I had
Get
initially.
out.
Let me have this, man.
Whoa!
Like I said, I was trying to use fucking OBS, and with Mac, it's like a pain in the butt to fix audio wise. We did it with StreamYard last year, if I'm not mistaken, or we just recorded the video of it.
I think we just recorded the video.
Well, no, because I think we did it live because people were. Yeah, because I remember Benji in the chat thinking that with my last pick I was gonna go with Lucha Bros, and I ended up taking the Elite and just like.
Oh, yeah. Because I made Naomi a double champ.
Yes, you did. By the way, fucking boss ass move. To this day, is probably
Which
the
is
best
why my
move.
roster is better than yours.
We'll do another poll. We can Matt. Is there any way that I can convince you otherwise?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Vince. I'm pretty dead set on I'm out.
What if? Okay,
And I
Just
think I
hypothetical.
said last year after we finished it that I was out.
You
After that,
you said
liars.
it. No, you didn't say it after we finished. You said after all your wrestlers got released. You're like, I think you tweeted in like a DM group chat that you, Katie, and I were in, and you're like, yeah, Vince, don't fucking bring me back to another draft if they're just gonna release all my fucking favorite, all my wrestlers I draft.
so why are we having this conversation,
Because I don't think they're gonna release any wrestlers like that again.
dude? April 15th is right around the corner.
We'll wait till after
That
April
Wednesday.
15th. How about that?
It's April 15th on a Wednesday.
Yeah, this was in 2021. This was like 2 years ago because they didn't do a draft until then.
Saturday. Interesting.
I'm out. This is Shark Tank, and I'm out.
I have a proposition. You do not have to be Roz Ritter.
Okay.
Make him kind of like what you did for March Madness. He can kind of just like oversee.
I would be down for that. If you really wanted me to be a part of the episode and I didn't have to draft a roster,
Okay.
I would mediate the
Yes.
draft proceedings for the episode.
All
And I
right.
could still be here.
You know, because when we're all, wheeling and dealing and shit and trying to think what is a good trade and all that stuff before we solidify our rosters, we can have Matt kind of be like, I don't think that's a fair trade kind of thing, and he can just watch the whole draft process
Also,
do commentary.
and commentate.
I'm good at commentary.
would you be willing to keep track of everyone's picks to make sure everyone has their picks? Because I think with the last one we did in 2021, I think we each were missing one pick. We went with 24, we were supposed to go 25 plus the AEW extra, and then we only did 24 plus the AEW extra, which ended up being 25, which wasn't an issue, but you
So
know,
you just want him to like keep track of how many.
if he
like,
wants to do that as well, he
draft.
could.
Let's get there and we'll talk about that because I'm not doing anything fancy like making an Excel spreadsheet and shit.
No, I
I
mentioned
would
like on your
literally just
notebook or
yards
do
something.
like
Yeah.
tallies
Yeah,
for like every time someone drafts.
yeah, like just kind of like help us keep track of it.
Possibly.
I'm getting you involved in this shit.
Okay, because here's the thing, like, yes, we have the wrestling March Madness thing. That's cool. I love that. I'm glad that that's our thing.
We have this. We have Tuesdays. We have a lot of things, Vince.
Listen,
Let me know.
listen. That yes, you and I.
We have
yes.
Pokemon.
Listen, sir, if I may. You have the core 4 on getting off. You know, this I feel like this is the one thing that you, Katie, and I have or had prior to Smackin' It Raw that'd be cool to do. And I very much enjoyed the draft that we did the first time, even though there's video and audio
No,
proof.
there's no proof of one of the drafts
There's no proof of it. But the
because
second
you
one was so
lost
fun.
all of it, and that was the best draft I could have ever done in my entire life.
I know.
And
I
it
feel
pro-
bad about
like
it.
that
every
was
day.
that was the very first one I remember because Matt and I were just like, "What the fuck happened?" Because we smoked you, and that's why we started saying it.
And then
I
I had
think I have
disrespected year 2.
Say what?
Then I got disrespected by the IWC year 2.
That's not my fault. You can.
It's not your fault, but it still factors into my feelings about doing a fucking draft, Vince. If I'm with my girlfriend or my wife and one of her friends says I have a little dick at the bar, it's not her fault they said it, but I'm still going to take it personally.
Okay, let me proposition something else for you. What if we change things up, and it's not, and we either A, eliminate NXT and
Whoa.
include wait, hold up.
Whoa.
Let me finish the thought process before you whoa. Okay. I'm not eliminating the draft pool from the NXT roster. I'm eliminating NXT as the third brand, and we make Raw, SmackDown, or NXT 2 WWE brands, and then AEW its own separate brand. So we have.
Or why don't you just let me moderate? You get 3 people and let them choose the show that they want to draft for. So if Katie says, I want to do Dynamite, then her brand is Dynamite. And if you want to do NXT, you can still be NXT. And if Justin or whoever is the third wants to do Raw or SmackDown or Impact or fucking whatever ROH's TV show is called that's not really on TV, it's on like whatever they want to make their show. If they want to do fucking New Japan Cockstrong, they can be New Japan Cockstrong. Like, you guys will each draft for your own brand. It won't have to be WWE. Here's the issue that you're not catching, Vince, is that what I thought was a strong draft, I realized that the people that I thought are the greatest collectively, the IWC didn't feel so. So as I continue to draft, I just get reminded that apparently the people that I think are fucking fantastic and great and some of the best drafts of all time, the idiots in the IWC don't know their ass from a hole in the ground and don't agree with me. So that's the issue. And there's nothing about you changing brands or any of that that'll fix that issue. Because I'll still draft Malachi Black and they'll be like, oh, he's just a trios champion, blah, blah, blah. And Vince drafted fucking Lucha Bros and they're ROH tag team champions and they're Lucha Bros. So they're better than Malachi Black.
Okay, well, I appreciate the clarity because I thought that, what if I include AEW as the rosters? That way you wouldn't have to worry about your roster being released because AEW isn't going to release talent like that. So
the issue was that I got my AEW pick and I used my AEW pick and I had a fantastic WWE roster pick and they still shit all over me and I got the lowest amount of support for having that's the problem, Vince. That's me getting disrespected.
I think it's some bullshit that he won. He has like burner accounts, probably. Like he was voting for himself on 4 different accounts.
you know what it was? It was the fact that I made AJ the cruiserweight champion.
It was the LWO. That's what it was.
No, it's because what sealed it for me. I was gonna take Lucha Bros as my final pick for the AEW portion, but I decided I'm like, if I draft the Elite, I only want Adam Cole, but if I draft the entirety of the Elite, then the IWC is gonna vote for me. And I kind of did that final one to be like, yeah, I think that's gonna seal it. And I think if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have gotten the votes.
Because like I'm not gonna draft Matt Riddle. I'm not gonna draft the people that people like because they fucking suck. Like I'm gonna draft Shotzi Blackheart, and I know that I love Shotzi and I think she's fantastic, but the majority of the idiots out in the IWC don't think that she's a great pick or a great wrestler. I'm gonna draft Aleister Black. I'm gonna draft Keith Lee, even though he doesn't get fucking used, because I love these people and I think they deserve the world, and I think they're some of the best out there. I'm going to draft Bray Wyatt, even though we don't even know if he fucking works for the company anymore. This is motherfucking Bray Wyatt, and I want him. Like, I was building a company. I was building a brand, and I had a vision, but these idiots don't see my vision. That's the problem, Vince.
You know what the brand was? Spooky. Spooky-ish. Day one-ish, spooky-ish was Matt's brand.
That's a shirt. That's a shirt for sure.
Copyrighted.
Okay. All right. Well, if I can't talk you into actually you drafting your own brand, because listen, this is not me talking you into anything.
This is him trying to kiss your ass. Let's listen.
This is me genuinely like drafting with my friends. I like to see the shows you build, not only you, but Katie. That's part of the fun for me. It's us building our own teams. I'd
like to watch you spread your legs for somebody else.
Wow.
I spread my legs for Melissa all the time. Is that not someone else?
That's
I'd like to see you venture out, make new friends. I'll be there. I'll supervise.
Well,
he'll be the manager.
Like I said,
I'm not playing tic-tac-toe with you kids.
You don't want to play footsies with me?
No.
Ew. No.
It doesn't have to mean all that. Okay, like I said, I wanted to post the question to you guys to see if you wanted to do it, because I'm like, oh, maybe this year Katie could have NXT, and then she'd have all the more women's titles on there. She can just build her company that way.
Not really.
Well, you'd have the NXT title, and you have the NXT women's tag titles, as opposed to Raw and SmackDown, where they share the WWE women's titles. You'd actually have your own set of tag titles.
Well, we made the rule last year that if you're the women's tag champs on Raw and SmackDown, you go to both brands. Ergo, you get both women.
Yeah.
See, I remember things.
No, I know you do, but I thought maybe you'd want your own tag team titles for your own specific brand. That way you draft your own tag teams, given that we did a whole fucking episode on women's tag team and build that up. And NXT is always like the spot for WWE for women's wrestling.
That's why I'm SmackDown, because I want to make that the star.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just because like Nat wanted Raw and you wanted NXT, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll take SmackDown.
This time I like SmackDown. That's this year I was like, maybe I'll switch it up. Now I'm gonna see if I can like trade SmackDown.
SmackDown's mine.
And get SmackDown.
It's mine.
Oh.
I mean, Vince, if you want to do this, seeing as I'm Raw and Raw's a 3-hour show, I get 3 more draft picks than everyone else because I got to fill that extra hour. I'd be fine with that.
Would that talk you into doing the draft?
If you're gonna say yes, then no. No, it would not. If you gave me 3 extra draft picks, no, it would not.
I would.
I just threw that out there because I thought you'd be like, I'm not giving him extra draft picks. No, you're
surprised what I'd be willing to give you.
He would do anything to get you to do this, but we're getting him as the moderator.
I'll be on the show.
Anything.
I'll still be funny. You're good.
He'll still be there. And I'll still be SmackDown. You'll still be NXT, and whoever
I'll still hold your hand,
Vince.
Vince. Don't worry.
Okay, so this is what I think it's the fair thing that we should do. Maybe Katie and I should think who would be a good third general manager to be part of this process that we both would want to collaborate with. and not just like throw in names just to throw in names. You know, it's gotta fit the vibe. It's gotta fit the vibe.
I have a really good idea since I'm the moderator.
You're not the host, but yeah, okay, go ahead.
Vince should pick 3 people that he would like to see as the third person, and Katie should pick 3 people that she would like to see as a third person. But you should only send your picks to me. And if you both have one of the same people and 2 different people, then that person that you both picked will be the third person, and I'll let you know. If you have more than one of the same people, then I will find a fun way between the 2 of you to decide which person gets that spot.
Question. What if schedule does not permit this person to record this whenever we decide to record it?
Then we go with the second option. If there's more than one that if there's 2 people that we say, and whatever fun way Matt decides picks one person, a fight to the death. That's always fun too. So if Matt picks one person, they can't do it, then we do the second person. And for some reason we don't have 2 people that correlate, which we have the same friend group, I think we would, then we do the next person. And then
I also think it'd be really fun if I kept the third person a secret until the day of the show and you guys got surprised by who was coming on.
Well, if you're doing the booking for it, then sure. If you're going to take care of the booking aspect of things as the moderator, then sure. But since it's... Huh?
What do you mean?
Like, if you're going to... Like, if I tell you, okay, well, we're thinking of this day to record it, because this works for the 3 of us.
Oh, yeah. No, I would definitely reach out to the person and tell them this day, this time, make sure it worked for all of us. I would give them all of the rules and everything, but you guys wouldn't know until the show who the third man is. Or woman.
Okay. So then, do we give them Raw, or do
yes?
We just
they have no choice in the matter. They get Monday Raw.
So, Katie, you want to stick with SmackDown?
Fuck yeah, right? I want to stay with SmackDown.
Okay.
Unless
you're gonna miss me and you want to be Raw now, Vince.
Because here's the thing, I don't like NXT as much as I used to. That's why I didn't want to do NXT again this year.
Oh, see, he was trying to play it up, Katie. Like, oh, I'll give you NXT so you can have more. He was really just trying to dump NXT on you.
No,
he's not a fan of the show anymore.
I like it more now. From the 3
you
shows.
are aware that you're creating your own NXT, right?
I just don't like the aesthetic of NXT.
Then change it to black and gold. I don't fucking care.
You did that last year, actually.
Yeah, you did.
I think it was 2.0 when we did the draft. You're like, I'm not doing 2.0. I'm doing black and gold.
Oh, yeah, I did do that.
Absolutely did that.
Because 2.0 was stupid. Fuck that color scheme.
Like, I can make mine like fucking Ruthless Aggression SmackDown. Like, if I really wanted to. With the big fist stage.
Because the one thing I was thinking of, an idea I was spitballing was, or if that the person declines set off or said fakely. One idea that I was throwing out there, if Matt wanted to do it, was like, oh, well, what if we do our own brands? That way, if they get released, it's not WWE exclusive. Like, let's say Katie could do like KDW or something like that. I could do like 6 Star Wrestling. Matt could do Raw as Ritter or something else like that.
Or you guys let me just pick the third man, and you don't send me options and just trust me.
Someone should have Saturday Morning Slam.
What the fuck? Jesus, no. Get out.
Actually, that you know what would be fun for you guys possibly to do?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of drafting Raw or SmackDown or NXT, creating your own show to draft for. So
that's what I just suggested. That's what I was saying about 6 Star Wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, full on name, all of that.
My only issue with that one is that when we do champions, we'd have to do one of 2 things. We either have to create what our titles would look like, or B, we just grab pre-existing championships in wrestling promotions.
Or
we
you
definitely
just
do.
set up a men's championship, a women's championship, a men's tag, a women's tag, and then you could do a mid card if you want to do a
mid-card.
men's if you want to do just a men's mid card. You guys can agree on that. But you set up how many championships you want. You don't have to design belts or anything like that. And then you guys can fill out your champions, because last year we stripped everybody of the titles. So yeah, you're not drafting a champion. So you're not like, oh, I'm drafting Rhea Ripley because I get the SmackDown Women's Championship.
No. I just meant, like, for instance, like if I wanted to make a graphic like we did the last draft, like it's easy to like put like Roman with the NXT title or something like that, you know, which is something I did.
Well, why don't we just do it like this? We'll have like Matt said, we'll have a specific number of titles for each show, which I think it should be like main man's title, main women's title, men's tag, women's tag, and 2 mid-card titles. They can be intergender, they can be whatever the fuck. So 6 titles per brand.
Okay.
And they can just
You should probably be writing this down.
I am writing this down.
And you can either do current title designs, you can do past titles from either company, like any company. Like we'll just take other belt designs, and then that'll make your life easier.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at me.
I like that. I like what you said. Well, definitely you had to have a top men's title, a top women's title, a women's tag team division, just a tag team division in general. I don't want to constrict anyone, because like let's say Katie just wants to have a tag team division and have intergender wrestling, and both men and women can compete in that tag team division. She can do that.
That's a given anyways.
So how about we just do men's title, women's title, a tag team title regardless of gender. General manager chooses what they want to do with that, and then 2 wild card titles that could be either mid card for the men's and mid card for the women's, whatever you want to build your roster, so you're not constricted to anything specifically. That way we don't have too many championships either, like AEW. Someone should have a SmackDown title that Teddy was supposed to present as JBL, but never did because Batista got drafted last minute.
Damn.
Oh man, that takes me back. I really wanted to see what that SmackDown title looked like. Okay.
We'll figure it out. We
have plenty of time to figure it out.
Hey.
I'm gonna go because I'm doing Easter tomorrow.
I have to be up in a few
I have
hours
to take
help
Melissa
move.
to work because we only have 1 car now. So I have to be
I'm
up.
sorry about that.
That's all right. I'm like, that's why when you're like, do you need a break or whatever? Like, do you want to like take a break from the show? I'm like, no, honestly, I probably fucking need to just take my mind off of things for almost 3 hours. You know?
I thought you were talking about tomorrow. I was like, that show better not fucking go 3 hours tomorrow. We got other shit to do.
It better at most go 2 hours tops if it has to go over the 1 hour and a half threshold that was given to us.
Why was there a starred comment from Will that said hard times?
Oh, I thought that was like a possibility for a thumbnail. You know, like hard times, you know, like innuendo for things, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.